Mic'd up, we're ready.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're mic'd up. Let's go. Welcome back to Mic'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. It's Wednesday, January 26th. Jam-packed show here. We got the boys in the studio. I got Lloyd. We have Jack. Jay Mitch is back. Big weekend for Jay Mitch.
Let's go, Jay Mitch.
Round of applause for Jay Mitch.
Appreciate you.
We'll get into that. Jay
I'm a
Mitch
new man.
He's a new man. I got Anthony Renato in here sitting in, hanging out. No mic, but he'll yell out and hang out and talk to us. We got Will Lutz in the 12 o'clock hour. We got Sean Payton. He's out. I think he's out. He's out for now. I don't know if he's coming back. We'll see. I don't know. We got lockout talk. We have our gambling breakdowns. Not very good gambling, guys, but we're getting it better. We're getting better.
Just keep doing it. Just keep firing shots, dude. Just keep shooting.
Talk about the Hall of Fame. The baseball writers stink. Troy Aikman is going to Amazon, I think, which is kind of a big old move. Amazon must be paying him a bunch of money to leave him and Joe. And then speaking of Joe,
up to something.
I
don't know what it would be though. Are they going to start buying
Sean
digital
Payton,
rights?
Sean Payton may be gone.
Payton in the booth.
But speaking of Joe, you got Joe. The legend of Joey Beast continues. The stories keep coming out about him, and then obviously Sean Payton stories are going to be out. But let's talk about championship weekend going on this weekend. We got the Bengals are playing at the Chiefs, and we got the Rams are playing at home against the 49ers. And look at what we got. Look what we got on the screen.
Not too much.
We got graphics.
Hey, where did you get that graphic? Not too much airtime on that now.
I like it. I know we're homers, but are we taking Joey B? We're taking the Joey B and the boys off.
Taking the over, definitely.
I'm taking the over.
Points.
I'm taking the over for sure. That's one of my bets.
What's the line on this one?
+7. Bengals are +7.
Didn't they just go there?
Yes.
Like
and beat them and won.
It was a home game?
I knew they won at home. They won at home. They didn't go to Kansas City. Now they're going to. But I checked the weather. Weather's a big thing. Weather's a big thing in football. Not going to be snowing. Going to be a little chilly, but it's going to be like upper 30s. Sunny, no cloud in the sky. It's going to be a big offensive day.
Oh, yeah.
Big offensive day. Tyrann Mathieu may still be out. We don't know yet. I know you think he's playing, but
You gotta get through the protocol.
Concussion, you don't mess with that.
You don't.
That's not something that you
but
can
let
just.
me tell you
that's
what.
Not, hey, I'm gonna tough this thing out.
Oh no, I feel you. But let me tell you
can't do
what. 3-2 strapping it up. I'm just gonna be honest.
think?
You're gonna be in.
You think that he's strapping up, but I don't know. Like, is he? Like,
Is Ward
how do you fake? I mean, you've taken an impact test
No, I haven't. Or have I?
in baseball.
That was your impact test.
Okay, maybe so. Yeah.
Dude, remember taking impact tests? I take impact tests before every season. And you do it because if you get hit in the head,
Yeah.
you have to go. It's like the computer shit. That's what it's called, impact test.
Yeah.
But those things are hard, right? And it's hard to pass even when you're not concussed. So there's something you can't really fake. It's an independent neurologist is supposed to tell them.
I really don't like those tests. I'm gonna be honest with you because I feel like a lot of guys. I'm not saying myself. I know what's going on here. I feel like a lot of guys go into that test and they're like, you know what? Let me just sound dumber. That way, if something happens, I can answer this way, and I can still get back into the game.
You start the baseline low.
But I don't even know.
I've heard guys.
I don't
do
even
this
know how to
before.
be dumb in that test. Like, I think I'm
And
already
then
dumb.
and then I've seen guys do it, and it's just like, bro, I don't even know how to answer these. So
Me
I'm
either.
I'm just gonna do
So I don't
whatever.
know if I'm doing well or not doing well. I don't know.
I've never taken one.
You know the NFL, they
Good
have.
thing. You probably would pass.
No, dude, this brain of mine. But I did have to take the ADHD test, and I was like, let me try and see if I need to finagle this. Turns out I did not. It's like, no, dude, you're super ADD.
Yeah, you.
Just keep being you.
You walk in, okay, get out.
Yeah,
Get in, get out. Okay, you got it.
You qualify.
100 milligrams of vitamins. You get that. That's what you get.
Yeah,
Send us your closest CVS.
This kid needs help.
But +7 in Kansas City. Like, are we gonna say that he's gonna win? Are we not gonna say he's gonna win? Like, I'm scared right now. My for sure bet is the over 54.5. That's my for sure. I'm putting money down. Going to. Speaking of putting money down, let me sit down for this one. The mobile sportsbook breaking news. Right here on Mic'd Up. I know you get mad at me when I hit the table.
No, man, when it's time to do it.
The mobile sports betting is live 8 a.m. on Friday for championship weekend. So now we can be sitting down and start betting.
Are we finally in the game?
We're in the game, boys. In the game.
All the sports books?
Sports books. Mobile sports betting is in Louisiana is legal. 8
I can
a.m.
finally bet with Cheetos on my chest.
got-
Let's go.
I'm pumped to get rid of the Twitter ads. Like, I don't know.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Hey, we're coming to Louisiana.
there, yeah.
Well, get here. Jesus Christ, I'm ready.
Was a year and a
Tons of free
half
play.
ago.
You have free play everywhere.
What's that?
You have tons of free play. It's
Tons
100
of.
I like it.
You have free plays. You have you can bet first quarters, second quarters, first half. You don't have to be the degenerate in the casino waiting and watching the game and getting a call from your guy.
Yeah.
Your betting guy saying, "Oh, hey, go bet this." Okay, you got to go to the concierge.
That's hotel. That's
Maybe the concierge. Maybe you can go get the concierge to go and bet for you, but you don't have to go to the
kiosk.
Thank you for the word. Kiosk and bet.
Next door to the concierge.
Yeah, next door. They're right next door to each other. You know, hey, concierge, hey, I need you to bet this for me. Actually, put your own money down for me. I'll give you like 10% of what I win because it's your money.
Any way you can get me $20.
But back to our bets. Over 154.5. Go back. Yeah, put the screen back up there.
We did a little pre-show
Yeah, we
meeting.
did, look, it is. Look. We got some action. We're evolving. We're evolving. So I have 54.5. Bengals 54.5. I have Rams minus 3.5. A&M LSU game tonight. I got A&M plus 9.5. Now I'm not saying A&M's gonna win. Nobody get mad at me. I just think that 9.5 is a lot of points. I don't know if Pinson. I don't know if Days is playing. I don't know any of that. And even if they are, I don't know how good, how well they're gonna be playing. If they're 100%. I got A&M plus 9.5. I have Hampton Campbell over 123.5. This is when we get to the real degenerates. I don't know. People aren't really looking at the Hampton Campbell game real hard, but I am. And I got Nets and Nuggets under 222. I got Raptors plus 4 against the Bulls. Those are my picks. I'm not going to give you much analysis on the NBA games. That's
what the guy knows.
That's what the guy knows. That's what the guy told me. And that's what I'm going to go. So if you believe in the guy, you bet the guy. And if you don't, then you probably should. And you're going to see that I'm winning all my monies this weekend.
You staying away from this Bengals Chiefs over under?
No, I'm gonna go because last time they played, I thought I was like, this is the greatest game of the season, and then last Sunday happened, and now I'm like, well, that game just sucked.
last weekend was unbelievable.
But Jam went for 261 last game.
He did.
They don't have anybody that can cover him.
No,
The
and
Chiefs
then,
don't have a single guy out there, especially if Tyrann Matthew's
Yeah.
out, which he will not be. There's just no way.
Is Ward
Put
out?
him hot in the shit.
It
He ain't
looked
gonna
like
be out.
Allen broke his collarbone when he ran over him on that 4th and 13. I don't know if he's playing.
That's a tough look if you get
Steamrolled by the
get
quarterback?
bodied by the quarterback. But I guess if it's Josh Allen, it really does.
Bro, that's not the same.
Yeah, Josh Allen's
That's
not
every bit of
6'5".
6'5",
6'5",
mobile,
probably more than that.
242. That's not the same.
Yeah, he's not. He's a running back. Let's talk about the fit. Your fit is nice.
Come on, put it on.
Look at
Oh
the
my
fit.
God, he's color
Look at the
coordinated.
I mean,
I'm just
Lloyd-
scratching. No, you know where.
Lloyd still hasn't figured out the lighting on your.
No.
Yes, I know. We're gonna talk about that later. But listen,
With darker clothes.
I said a couple more lights. I like that. Now, come
Lloyd,
on. We gotta get
Lloyd's
some back here or
panicking
something.
because you're too. You never had someone as dark as you in the corner.
We test all the spectrums in here, so we're working all of this. All right.
Hey, but the fit is nice.
Yeah, you know.
Hey, Carpool Queen is sitting here doing some serious work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the shoes.
She comes in with some fly kicks. Those shoes, she don't have
Going up
that.
there.
She don't have
Very
that.
Mississippi State.
Thank
of
you. I
it.
appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, that's
no,
Mississippi
we're
State
not
color.
doing that. No.
That's why she's
No.
a Mississippi State girl.
Oh, really? Okay, it works for you. Not for me. It works for you.
So you got a little cowbell here in the corner. Oh man. Okay,
Oh,
so
we
those are
couldn't
my
wait.
picks.
We couldn't lose. We lost the helmet, but we could find the cowbell.
Yeah, the cowbell doesn't go anywhere. But I lost someone somehow. This helmet that's usually right here
Gone.
is gone.
It just shrunk. It's right here.
It's gone. It changed teams and shrunk in the middle. I don't know what's going on here, but it's not here.
We've
We're
lost
gonna find
the,
it. So
we've
let's.
lost the chair, and now
I'm
an
gonna
Alvin
put
Kamara
I'm gonna put
helmet.
the lost billboard signs around the neighborhood. Make sure. I don't think that we're gonna find
We
it.
should put
Here.
a ring camera in here.
I don't think we're gonna be
Might
getting
be
the,
across the street at
the
the
Alvin
school.
Kamara signed football helmet back. I don't think that's.
They're
gonna
playing
be
tackle a man with the football across the street in there. right now.
Yeah, with the
Tackle
scuffs
man with the
on it.
helmet.
Oh,
Game Ward
man.
beat goes for more money now. Yeah. Game Ward.
All right, now your bets. Actually, tell me this.
Oh no.
Yeah. Lloyd. So Relief Med's a big sponsor of the Jordy Collada show.
It does seem to be, yes.
And
It's a big part of my
they've
life,
been doing,
obviously.
it's a big part of your life. Why don't you explain all these Rams future bets that you have up there?
I forgot that I did it a bunch of times, so I kept going back to the well, and now I've pigeonholed myself.
When you say you forgot,
I forgot.
You forgot.
This man's so sold on the Rams.
I thought just wanted to do it
The
once.
Rams' future winning the Super Bowl, he bet it 3 separate times.
With no clue that I had done it the previous 2 times. I was
3
just
separate
like,
times he did it. Right? Okay,
That's
so
it.
minus the Rams' futures. Let me talk me through. Talk me through your other bets.
That's the only bets I have, and I've been trying to hedge the Rams like I've been trying. Of course, yeah, yeah. So I'm real invested in the Rams this weekend. I have one more future.
I
on
do
them.
think they win, though. I do think they win.
Yeah,
So
I have
this
one
is
more
good.
future on them for the NFC Championship. I just ran out of room on the sheet, so I couldn't put in there. So if they win this weekend, then that's a little ticket I can cash automatically. Then we go into the big boy Super Bowl futures that I will sweat out when February comes.
The 3-bet future.
Yeah. I mean, if you really, it's a pretty good odds. You put, what, 10, 20, 15, $35 to win $295.
Good math. Use your fingers.
For something.
Use your fingers, count.
Around $400.
Give or take.
Yeah, give or
Take
take.
a couple cents.
But for tonight, I'm also on A&M. A&M 9.5. It just seems like too many points.
yeah, we
A&M
didn't
seems
get
like too many
a
points.
we didn't get a big vote of confidence this morning from.
No, we didn't from our guy.
inside source.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from our guy.
we didn't get a big vote of confidence.
And
but
so,
it's okay.
I might,
no
Not about not winning.
No,
it's just like
not.
9.5's a lot of points. Even if we were full strength, like A&M has been playing pretty solid. 9.5 is a lot. That's a
And
lot
in
of
conference play. It's a great
points. Yeah,
conference.
I mean,
It's tough.
and I know we've been scuffling 3 straight losses. I think we win. I just don't know if we win. I mean, you win by 9 points. That's a good win, and you still cover. So
Good
yeah,
teams
and,
covered.
yeah, everybody goes home happy.
yeah, that's where I'm
You
at.
know, I get to cash my ticket. LSU gets to win. It's perfect.
Speaking
Perfect
of, I
spot.
still have my ticket from a month ago. I still gotta go
Me too.
cash.
I
I
found
know.
it
I
the
gotta
other
go to
day.
the casino.
So-
Yeah, the casino and cash. Get my
Did
money
you
out.
find it when you were making those bets?
Looking
I'm just trying to
for
figure
the
out how
piece
this
of
thing
paper I
happened.
wrote it down on.
Didn't you have a future Matt Stafford MVP vote too?
No future on Matt. Oh, I don't know. I have to check.
Ah, what
I might.
happened?
So
I
many
might.
futures he can't figure
I
it
know.
out.
I just get on the app and I just start perusing. And now when it becomes an app, legally,
coming.
I know.
Yeah, you don't have to
I'm
use
at
your
the
you don't have to
woods
use
now.
your sketchy guy. It's coming out. What's this Wednesday? I keep
I know.
forgetting the day.
So 2 days.
So Friday.
Friday.
8 a.m. Friday.
Wow.
But I do have.
Specific one that you use?
Just whoever my guy says the line's the
Right,
best
right.
line is
Yeah,
at.
but
Yeah.
they're the favorite,
Yeah.
but
My guy sends me. He goes, "Hey, get this line at this."
you're
I'm like,
you check them all.
okay. I like to use the Barstool Sports book because they're here.
Yeah.
FanDuel's fun, but
Whoever
man,
Caesars
I'm
is
I'm using the app that gives me the best lines.
That's where I'm at right now.
Give me the best
Whoever
lines.
has
You're
the
lawn
deals
shopping.
Too, and like,
And Bovada's probably the best way to do it. I think they have the best, like the most.
Whoa. We're open to all comers. Whoever wants to throw a little shekel down to
Yeah,
buying
just-
Mike'd up, we'll use your app every day.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Yeah,
Look, we'll make
$15
graphics.
bills
The
our
free
way.
play.
Throw some
Look at
dollar
that.
bills our
Go
way.
ahead, flip
We're
that.
getting
Go
there.
ahead, flip that graphic in there one more time.
Yeah.
This
We
thing's
got
begging to be
graphics.
I'll
sponsored.
do it for free, chicken.
We got graphics now. We're becoming serious. We're becoming real.
Do you have your attention now, gentlemen?
We're becoming real. We're becoming real. We're becoming real. We're becoming okay. So that's kind of the recap. Actually, we really didn't talk about the Rams game. So San Francisco has beaten LA how many times in a row? 5?
Shanahan's beating him
6
5
in a
times.
row.
Shanahan
think.
has been 5 or 6 times in a
I
row.
think it's 6.
Right?
And they make
I don't know how the hell they keep winning. I don't. I know their defense is fire. I know Deebo Samuel is ridiculous. I know
Unbelievable.
Jimmy G's not very good. Jimmy G's winning with broken thumbs and a messed
And a
up
bad
shoulder, but a
shoulder.
very great looking face.
Jimmy John.
Just give the ventriloquist his flowers, man.
Yeah.
Shanahan's an
Shit, that's
absolute
it. That's your
boss.
guy. That is your
He's
guy.
a boss.
That's your
man.
guy. Jay Mitch texts me. I think Jay Mitch wants to go make love to
God. What do you need? I'll do it, bro.
Yeah,
I'll
whatever
shine
you
your
want.
shoes.
Actually, you know what? I
Don't
want
care.
to be your GA. I just want to be
Yeah,
around
no.
you. This guy is a football genius. He puts his teams in the right position to win. And think about this. If the Rams beat them, they're winning 17-0. The last game of the regular season, the Rams are winning 17-0 at home, I believe.
Yeah.
It felt like an away game for them.
Right.
Yeah.
At home. That's another point. Right after this, I'll make that. That's another thing. They won't even sell San Francisco the tickets until they sold out their tickets.
No way.
You didn't see that?
Petty.
Yeah, they said, hey, you
This
know
week?
what? They had the computer algorithm way smarter people than me.
SoFi.
Figure out, hey, you know what? If you're trying to buy tickets and your address or where you're buying it from, your location isn't in the greater Los Angeles area, you can't buy the tickets until they were sold out of their own home tickets. So
smart.
they said, hey, you know what? We're so sick of playing at home and not being a home team that we're just going to do this. We're going to manipulate the system. We're going to sell our tickets to our guys. And knowing people from LA, they probably bought the tickets and then they're reselling the tickets
Exactly, that's what
to
they're
the
gonna
San
do.
Francisco fans to get more money. Anyway, San Francisco down 17-0. Down 17-0. They come back and win. They lose that game. They do not make the playoffs. The New Orleans Saints are in the playoffs. Not saying they make a run, but they're in the playoffs. Right? San Francisco's not in the NFC Championship game at that point. Sean Payton may not retire. Who knows? Maybe they make a run and Sean Payton doesn't say he's retiring. And I don't know if Sean Payton's actually gonna be retired. Right? He hasn't really come out and said, "Oh, you know what? I'm fed up with it. I'm burnt out with it. It's time for me. It's my time." No. He's just tired. He said, "I'm just gonna take I'm stepping away from the game. Have not ruled out coaching in the future, which I do not like. It scares me, right? But the Saints still own the rights to him for 4 more years, until 2025.
So if he were to coach again,
So if he were to coach,
again,
if he were to coach again, he either has to compensate them or they have to trade him.
Yeah.
Which you can trade coaches.
I like
You know. So I know everybody's worried about him coming back in a year or two after
trading for him anytime soon.
after old Big Mike gets fired from Dallas.
I think you know why Sean Payton walked away.
We'd have to get a nice
Do
little
you think
haul
he's going?
there.
I don't think he's going to go to Dallas.
I think he saw who was playing him in the movie, and he's like, "Have I gained that much weight? I
I gotta work
gotta go back to CrossFit, dude. I can't be having a year off. I can't be Kevin James.
Wait, who's playing him?
Kevin James.
Kevin-
Oh, that's
King
the
of
real thing.
Queens.
Yes.
Oh, that's
I
the
thought that
real
was a joke.
Kevin James, a Netflix show.
The mall cop?
The mall cop.
God, they're like this to stay right here?
Yeah.
Yep, that guy. The Q-tip and the throwaway.
Oh my God.
Q-tip, throwaway. That guy.
Walking it down the aisle.
That guy is playing Sean Payton, who is known for being one of the cool. The guy's wearing J's on the field.
Yeah.
As his
Jay's in
coaching
his
shoes.
wedding.
Jay's in his wedding. All the players love him. That guy
Except for one.
is getting played by, except for.
Michael Thomas.
Well, maybe Michael Thomas likes him. You don't know. The media's, I don't know.
Did Michael Thomas drive Sean Payton out of here?
Hey, I'm so tired of this, Mike. I'm out.
That's how you get a headline right
out.
there, dude.
Did that happen?
Wow, you got an inside source?
No,
Maybe
I'm just
Will.
asking.
Hey,
I don't
maybe
know.
Will Lutz will
I
tell
don't
us.
have the guy. I don't know.
Maybe Will Lutz will tell us at 12.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Possibly.
But Sean Payton may not retire. Saints make the playoffs, right? Win a game because they go and they play the Rams. The Rams were the only team that I felt like the Saints probably could have beaten on the road in the playoffs just because of the way they run the ball. The Rams don't really stop the run as well as they do the pass. They rush the passer and they're really good in the secondary. So I thought that maybe anyway, it doesn't happen. I don't want to reminisce on the bad times because I really want them to make the playoffs. But back to the Sean Payton thing. Whoa.
Do you think you could go all the way down?
Whoa.
Give it a test. See how it find
ahead,
your
kick
range.
that thing.
Find your
Oh, there we
range.
go.
About to be back on 2 feet real
I'm
quick.
I'm good now. I'm good.
Now you got the cookie. You got
I
the slot.
got. Oh yeah, I found out the release the other day.
Dude, I was trying to.
Yeah, I
mess around
found the
with
release.
a
You have
little
to
bit
pull it
this
down. I was getting too much outside. You know how it goes.
morning. Found the
You
pocket.
got a little over the top of that.
Actually, side note. Here's my ADD kicking in. This man, Jared Mitchell, in the nice maroon fit here. Outfielder, first-round outfielder from LSU, plays baseball left-handed. 4-star recruit, football player coming to LSU as a wide receiver, but played quarterback in high school. He played quarterback right-handed.
How does that happen?
How does that happen? How does that work?
Riddle me that.
And then you say, "Hey Jay, throw me a football lefty," and it ain't happening.
Oh no, it's pretty ugly.
It ain't happening.
I mean, if you want to say throw, yeah, we could throw, but it ain't coming out.
He ain't sticking.
When I throw a football,
Yeah, we're probably one what? Yeah.
But he ain't
I
sticking
say.
it. You're not sticking the comeback route.
No.
Back shoulder
It's
route.
got-
You're not throwing
Yeah,
it.
no. I can't, it
Which
won't
is
spin.
impressive. One of the most impressive things that I've
So
ever
if you
seen.
had a baseball in one hand and a football in the other, you could technically throw both of them at the same time,
Yeah.
and they would both. One would be a
Wow.
spiral, and one would be like a seam.
Yeah.
what's your righty?
Have you ever done that?
My righty baseball throw is strong.
Yeah, it's strong. He
Yeah,
can
yeah,
do.
it's
He can do
strong.
that. Yeah.
That's wild.
That's wild.
Crazy.
How did that happen?
How does that happen?
I don't know. I think I saw a baseball through the left hand eye. I don't really know. I don't know. It just happened that way.
Oh,
I thought it was normal until I was like, well, shit, ain't nobody else doing this.
This one felt good.
I don't know.
What do we think though about Sean? Give me your
I
thoughts.
thought you were saying about that. I was like, I don't know.
No, that's
a sidebar.
That's
Sean's
a whole
story.
sidebar thing. But like that, I mean, that's like
It's unbelievable.
no, he's a freak.
Yeah, it's free.
He's a freak. Fast kid life.
He's alive. I think Sean is. I mean, we talked to Nick Underhill on Julie Collada's show today, and he made it seem like it was no chance he's coming back to New Orleans, which I thought was
New Orleans or
shocking.
coaching?
No, New Orleans. I thought that he would, if he were to step away like he is right now, I couldn't see him coaching at another place.
Me either.
Like the way he's ingrained in the culture of New Orleans and what he's done for the city, and when he decided to go there, when nobody wanted a part of it, he's a king there. Why would you want to go, like, almost change your legacy to go to? I mean, I could see him going to Dallas. Like, there's 3. Dallas, he has connections to. The Giants, he has connections to.
Okay,
and then
but
Chicago.
You're gonna go to New York.
That's what I'm saying. Why would you?
You're gonna go to that
place-
dumpster fire in New York and say, hey, you know what? By the way, I know that the Saints are really over the salary cap, but he talked about it, and we talked about this a lot when the LSU hire happened about alignment. Talking about alignment, right? Everybody wants to be aligned, right? Head coach, GM, owner.
Same
College,
place.
it's head coach, AD, president, right? Everybody's aligned. Everybody has that same thinking. He said it in his press conference, saying that the reason why they're so successful and the reason why they can create the culture that they created in the locker room was because the alignment from the owners all the way down to the players was the same, right? And that he goes, it's easy but hard at the same time. Everybody has to buy in. Everybody has to believe it. It's a hard thing to do, and he had it here. He has it here, and with him and Mickey Loomis are best friends. You know, Gail Benson gave him everything he needed. And he brought a city back from the ashes, basically. New Orleans the Saints were gone. They were out. They were going to San Antonio. They were going to say they're gone. And then he comes in, him and Drew come in, and they have that first year on the road, and they draft Reggie Bush, and then that year they draft Reggie Bush during the NFC Championship game in Philadelphia. Like, 1 year, or
Chicago.
second year, Chicago, my bad, Chicago. But he was there for 2 years. His second year in NFC Championship game. So from that point forward, he built the alignment. He grew that, and that's just a hard place. It's a hard thing to do and go somewhere else, not having that support and that. Like, you're gonna go to Dallas and Jerry Jones is gonna control everything.
I was about to say. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, man, just off of what he's done the last 15 years, it's hard for me to believe he'd go somewhere where they basically played like puppeteer him, like not let him do his thing, like,
and then go to the Giants.
As long as Jerry's there, Jerry's doing that. I don't care what
and then you go to the Giants, and they have the Saints. Like, everybody's like, oh, they're $70 million over the salary cap. Yeah, they're always over the salary cap. But they always figure out how to get underneath the salary cap. They always figure out how to be competitive. You're gonna go to the New York Giants, and they are over the salary cap. But they don't even have the ability to get under the salary cap. They haven't shown you they get under the salary cap. They have a new GM, new head coach, dumpster fire, going to get rid of Saquon. They don't have a
Danny
quarterback.
Dimes.
What is going? Like, how is that the better option?
And there's no way he wants to do
He ain't
it.
going next year. Obviously, he's out for a year.
No. But there's no way he wants to do a rebuild.
No,
Like, there's
no.
I feel like
It has to be
but
the
I do
perfect
feel like this.
storm,
I do
but-
feel like he's if anything, he could probably be chasing, in his eyes, quarterbacks.
Right.
Nobody's sold on the guy in San Diego, meaning the head coach, right? Like, if they put up the same type of year, it'd be like, oh, how do we get over the hump?
I don't know. See, I think they like him.
like
I do. I don't think they dislike him, but I'm just saying, if you go in the same year and then you have a Sean Payton who's like sitting out there, are you taking him or are you taking Sean?
Yeah.
Are you
Sean
trying to make moves to
Payton-
try to get him?
Offensive guru Payton.
Right. So like, that's a guy like the Dak situation's possible. Like, I think guys like that understand, like, it's really hard to win without a quarterback. I can figure out the rest of it.
And you know who did it? Who did win without a quarterback? Sean Payton.
Sean Payton.
He went 9-8 this year with 4 guys under center.
Yeah, but if
4 different guys. Well, not that's 4. That's 3. 4.
Jefferson.
there, big match show.
We got there.
But if he thought that this year was stressful and like you could kind of see him,
Yeah, but
being-
he said it was. He's like, oh, it was an exciting year for me. It was exciting.
Right, 'cause he thought he was going to retire.
Exciting is relative.
Right.
It was not exciting for
That-
me.
I don't get my
I was
rocks
as a
off.
fan. I wasn't excited.
It's
You know
hard
what
to
I mean?
watch them. It's like watching
Yeah.
paint dry.
Yeah, no doubt.
The simple fact that we got the 9-8 is just like, huh? Wait, what?
What's a
He
hurricane
should have got their coach of
We
the year
did what?
just for that. I
Absolutely.
mean, we talked about this. I've talked about this.
I was going to ask you, if you're an NFL owner, what coaches do you think are even safe if Sean Payton says, I do want to come back and coach? Like, there's probably a list
There's
of
only
2.
2. There's only 2 coaches. I think. Well, let's go 3.
Who's the 2?
Belichick.
Belichick, obviously, and Tomlin.
Who would be
What
the
about
third?
McVay?
Well, the
McVay's safe.
third, I think McVay's safe.
There's got to be more than 3. Shanahan's
Shanahan.
safe.
Yeah.
like, that would be
okay.
the list
5
though.
maybe, but like the list is short. Like Bruce Arians is probably not going to be out there for that much longer after Tom's
No,
retired.
he's
Tom's, sounds like Tom's
Bruce
gonna
Arians
retire.
is safe as long as he's there, but he ain't gonna be there.
No, right, he's not there. That's what I
Carroll's
mean.
71, so no.
Yeah, Bill's going to retire soon, I would assume.
I mean, Bruce Arians is just gonna die on the field.
He
Yeah,
is. He
Bruce
looks
did
awful.
say that. He said he's not
He looks
retiring.
awful.
He's not. He's coaching until they tell him he can't coach anymore.
Well, his body is gonna tell him he can't.
Wait, so
coach
who we got?
anymore.
We got
Reed.
Tomlin, Belichick,
Tomlin, Belichick, McVay, Shanahan.
Shanahan.
And I think that's it.
How much
Who else
longer
you
does
got?
Andy Reid have?
Oh, Andy
Oh, I'm
Reid.
about to say Andy.
Andy
Yeah,
Reid.
Andy,
That's the
100,
fifth one for
100%.
sure. But like the other guys, I mean, who else? I mean, there's not really
would- yeah,
another
I
guy
would-
that's
Oh,
like.
Mike Vrabel for Tennessee. He's a great coach.
Yeah, Verbal's there. He ain't
Yeah,
going
true,
nowhere.
Awesome coach.
true.
They love him there.
You know
too.
what? I will say this.
I think there's more than we think. But
there is more,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
if they said, "Hey, Sean Payton,
Hell,
wants to
you're
come
not
back,"
getting rid of-
He's
you're not-
gonna be there. There's gonna be 60%, 70% of the teams would hire.
I
him.
would agree with that
Yeah,
because I'm
70%
thinking
of
more to I'm like you're not getting rid of LaFleur in Green Bay.
Have
Right.
him over Mike McCarthy.
Like
Yeah,
you're not doing
right.
that. So
70% of the teams probably would get him.
yeah,
But it's just I don't know. I go back. I think about when Bill Cowher retired, and I was reading some about this, and I heard like it was just and it made a lot of sense. So Bill Cowher came out when he retired from the Steelers. Same situation. Like, oh, this guy still he's retired relatively
Yeah.
young for a head coach. He had so much success. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. Why would you retire right now so prematurely? And he said that he wanted to be able to retire on his own terms, but he never said retire.
yeah.
He said, I'm stepping away from football, and I'm not counting out coaching again in the future. And he's never coached again in the future. Not because he didn't have opportunities, I'm sure, but because he just didn't want to, right? So, like, to me, that's like, okay, it's a football guy making a comment that he doesn't want to close the door of maybe a possibility if he gets that urge again, but I don't know if he's ever going to get that urge again. He may.
Just
I'm
now.
about to say if he takes this $10+ million job in the booth, he ain't coming back.
No. And that's perfect segue. Thanks, Jay.
That's what I'm here
Thank
for.
you.
Big segue guy.
So the rumor, yeah, you and Paul
Big segue
Blart,
hot take guy.
you and Paul Blart, the mall cop.
Me and the mall cop.
I was gonna say.
Mark that one down there. That one landed. Mark that one down.
I was gonna say Quincy Wiggins.
Yeah, they don't know. I don't think they've seen the Quincy Wiggins try to fight a car earlier in the
That car got banged
It
up.
went to decision.
Yeah, right. It wasn't a
knockout.
it was a split decision, I think. But the rumor on the street is Sean. Now he said yesterday he was like, I haven't talked to anybody about being on TV, but he goes, but I would like it. I would like to. I think I would like to. So the rumor is Troy Aikman is going to Amazon, which may be giving him basically a
To
blank
do
check
what there?
to do the Thursday night football call.
Oh, Amazon's taking that over?
Amazon took Thursday night football, so like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So is it
buying
just him
everything.
or is Buck going too?
Buck is not going.
Really?
Who's gonna be the other one with him going out?
That's the thing. I don't know. But Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, to me, are the best combination in the NFL.
Really?
Combination?
You like them over Nance and
Come
Romo?
on.
I like them over Nance and Romo.
Wow.
I like those. Are my
Come
two
on.
favorite like announcers.
Nance and Romo and Sunday Night Football and Collinsworth and
Okay. I'll give Aikman and Buck, and then it's 1A and 1B with Collinsworth and Al Michaels.
Yeah.
But Romo and them are underneath. Romo's got not worse. He's good. I just think Romo, just the chemistry. They're right underneath. They're the third for me.
With the Tequila Boys.
Y'all are missing the Manning brothers. Yeah, what are you talking
That
about?
doesn't count. That doesn't
They
count.
saved the way
That's
for
a little bit
something
different content there.
Hey, they're color
I love the
dominating.
Manning cast. I love, but as far as like analyzing games and like, but that's not what they do. They don't want that. They want it to be like this kind of atmosphere, which is great.
Yeah.
But Aikman leaving Fox
Hurts.
is, I mean, Amazon's got to be paying him money. Like
20 mil?
fuck you money to leave.
I think so.
I mean, CBS is paying Tony Romo.
But see, you know what Tony's
what,
getting,
15?
so I would imagine so.
What does Tony Romo get? 15, something like that.
15.
He's making
Yeah.
more money as an analyst
Than QB.
than he was playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Which
That's what Sean
only
Payton is. That's what
which
Sean
only
Payton's
lets me
looking
know
at.
that if the viewership's anywhere near what they get on what is
Right.
it, Sunday afternoon games,
Right.
like of course he's gonna be getting.
Boy,
Like, of course.
Amazon
10 years, 175 mil for Tony Romo.
17.5 million a year.
To sit in the booth for 16 weeks.
Tell me what plays
one
happened
game
in
a day.
To sit in the booth and talk about Corona.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I just need you to travel for 16 days of the year, sit in this booth for 3 hours, and you can go home. I don't care.
Yeah,
Play golf if you want. That's okay. Okay,
You can do the rest of the work at home.
You pulled my arm. You convinced me. I'm gonna go.
Watch the film. Talk to. You can do that all at home.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Jeez, I don't know if I can do that, guys. What time do you want me there?
So but that's my point. So if he's making that, what are they paying Aikman to leave, right? So Aikman's going there. I can see Sean filling in, Fox filling into his spot, and filling into Aikman's spot with Fox. Because I have heard, and what you've read and heard from other players is that Sean is like, they love talking to him. He's super smart.
Yeah.
Can explain the game, but he talks it in like
layman terms.
He can talk it in layman terms, but he can also talk it in like Sean McVay terms, where like
right.
he talks about coverages and all those things. Like I got to sit in on a Saints practice a couple years ago, and it was a walkthrough, and it was me, and I was like talking to a couple other guys I was with, and he came off the sideline. And it was him. Ted Ginn was still there.
Wow.
Kamara. I forgot who else. Taysom and someone else. And he was talking about
fit
like
in that picture.
Bro, he was talking about coverages and what you look at and what you do and what you don't do, and I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like it was so easily understandable, but also so in depth that like this guy. And then they say he's funny. Like they say like you talk about all the stories that they're talking about like during meetings, and I mean you just have to if you want to just see how awesome he is, just go look at all the tweets from the former players and what they're saying and how they're saying it and what they say about him. It's like that tells a lot. So I think he'd fit in pretty nicely on TV, right, as an analyst, right? Like I
think you saw it yesterday. I think you saw his personality really kind of like shine in that press conference. Like he was so relaxed.
People were so upset that he was retiring that they didn't even laugh at his jokes.
Yeah.
I'm watching on the couch and I'm like giggling and like Sean's like smiling and you don't hear anybody like say anything. I'm like, grow up, people. Like he's not leaving. I am scared that he's gonna do as an Nick-Saban thing. Go out for a year, come back, and then go somewhere else, and then
Falcons,
have a dynasty for the next 20 years. You're like, God damn it.
We had it.
We had this guy. And
And
he
we
did it
got
here,
one.
but now he's doing it there, and now he's doing it better there.
So would it be Payton and Joe Buck?
If he paid in Joe Buck?
Do you like Joe Buck?
I do like Joe Buck.
Do you like Joe Buck on baseball?
Yes.
I think Joe Buck's great.
I think Joe Buck's great.
Like in the booth, I think he's great.
I don't understand why people don't like him.
People like him in baseball. They say he ruins everything. I like him.
Oh, dude,
I don't get that.
there's a lot of Joe Buck.
People
hate
are
out there.
haters, dude. People like to hate.
I've literally heard. I just don't. I don't get where it comes from because I could care less who he is as a person. Just talk to me this game for 3 hours.
But he's actually funny. He was funny on the Manning cast when they had him.
Yeah, I think he's
Dude,
got,
Joe Buck's. I mean, he was high. He was
drinks
on-
tequila with Aikman.
He was on the relief med, I think, on that.
Oh, well,
he was in Cabo.
Have
Is
you
that
heard
confirmed?
He's at his
story?
house in Cabo.
Wait. That's confirmed.
They're tequila.
Dude,
boys.
I've been saying for a while. I'm like, man, look at them on screen right now. They
They're
just look
fucked
like
up.
they're drunk as hell, just having a great time on TV right
Well,
now.
Payton.
Well, Troy
Payton
Aikman's
showed
eyes
the
are
cup.
bloodshot every game.
His
Yeah.
face is beat red all
Troy
game.
Aikman. His eyes are red as can be.
How's he not drunk?
Every game.
Like, damn, this guy had a rough night.
Every game, his eyes are bloodshot.
It's like
But
they
he's
hand him
not-
a glass in between every set, like every commercial. Just
He doesn't fumble over his words though, so he's like,
no. He's very
a
functioning.
functioning.
Don't get him
alcoholic,
behind that
baby.
wheel. Troy, use Uber.
But I think I don't know. I like Joe Buck. I think Joe Buck's good in baseball. Speaking of baseball.
Oh,
Of baseball. I mean,
pound the desk.
let me get. Oh,
We'll flip that thing. Huh?
nope. There we go. Baseball Writers of America. Is that what it is? BBWA or whatever.
It don't even matter. That's all
Don't
you
address
said.
some formula.
What are we doing? What are we?
Hey, I feel
How
like-
is the greatest player of all time not in the Hall of Fame?
I feel like the
And the
entire,
Rockets not in the Hall of
I
Fame.
feel like the entire voting committee for like the Baseball Hall of Fame is literally clone versions of the guy that talked about Aaron Rodgers. Like, why are y'all all in your feelings, man? Like, just vote on what you saw on the field. It's not even hard to like. What
Hey,
are
be
we
careful.
talking about?
Be careful. They're gonna come at you now.
They will. They probably.
They're
will.
gonna
It's
hear
okay.
it. We'll post. I'll blast it. I want them to come at you.
That's okay. It
I
is.
want
what
them
it
to come
is.
at you because it's stupid that you're not gonna Okay, take away the 2000s. Take away 1999 on. This man was a 500 guy.
Hey, no, don't take it away because in 1990 on, everybody was doing it.
No
So
doubt.
it's like, it
But
doesn't matter.
Look, they
You can't put the commissioner from the steroid era in and not put the two biggest stars from the steroid era.
Look,
That's retarded. The commissioner,
Jeff Hassan?
in 98 first said, hey, that's the first time I found out about it. Then went and testified and said he knew as early as 94. He's in, but the players ain't in.
It doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make any sense. That's
It doesn't make.
retarded.
Hey,
I'm
Jeff
sorry,
Hassan
that
wrote
just
the
doesn't
article,
make any
right? He
sense.
said that the Baseball Hall of Fame, the part of the mission statement in the Baseball Hall of Fame is we are here to preserve and honor the history of baseball. Well, the steroid era is part of the history of baseball, is it not?
Can't talk baseball.
You can't talk baseball without it. Hey, you know what the steroid era did?
Saved baseball.
We're in the middle of the lockout right now. 1994, these guys say, you know what, I'm out. I'm just going to walk off. I'm off the field, gone. Baseball had lost a bunch of fans. People didn't like it. Then all of a sudden, two of the biggest juiced heads in the world, Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, are hitting moonshots to Big Mac land, and Sammy's doing his hops, and he's doing all these things, and they brought baseball back. They've made it fun because people want to see you hit homers. They wanted to see guys bulging out of their jerseys. That's what they wanted to see, and they saw it. And they saved baseball, right? But then all of a sudden, you had the steroid era, and people were upset, and they got their feelings hurt, and this is, all the old people, like, this is not good for baseball. And I agree. I'm glad they got steroids out of baseball, but you can't ignore what happened before. You can't ignore the numbers he put up. You can't ignore the numbers that everyone. If you can tell me, and Will Harris said this on Monday, he said, if you can honestly tell me that there's not one person in the Hall of Fame that was not on steroids, like if you said, we've cleaned it up, that nobody's going to get in the Hall of Fame ever that's ever taken steroids, then I'll say, okay, we'll go with that. Then nobody's ever going to get in that did steroids.
Go ahead, add greenies in there.
Yeah.
Just go ahead, add all that in there too.
Like,
It's just,
in the 70s and 80s, they were taking
makes zero sense, man.
Every game, they were.
But here's my
Well,
thing.
no, it's just coffee. I'm just jumping off the wall. Just slept in 3 days. It's just coffee. It doesn't matter.
Where's Daryl
Here's my
Strawberry?
thing. Listen. I think David Ortiz
Love him.
is awesome. I love the Big
Love him.
Poppy. I got to be on the field when he hit the five. I was in right field when he hit or center field when he hit the 500 homers. Like, I love it. I think he deserves to be in. He deserves everything he's got. But let's not forget that he did test positive in 2003. And let's not forget that he was on the Mitchell Report in 2007.
Served a suspension.
He served a suspension, right? So, like, I'm not saying anything bad about him. I'm just saying he gets put in. So the other guys don't get put on. So now you can't tell me that there's nobody in the Hall of Fame that was not convicted, but not implicated for taking steroids. You can't tell me that because that's not true. But you're not going to let Barry Bonds, who, and here's a great stat, David Ortiz's career on-base percentage is .380. That's really good, right? Like, it means a Hall of Famer, that's really good. If you take every single home run that Barry Bonds hit, so 762 of the home runs that he hit, and you turn all of those into outs, so he got out 762 more times than he actually did, his career on-base percentage would be .384. And that man's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This guy hit 762 homers. This guy had 73 home runs in a year. This guy is a 500 guy. He was a Hall of Famer before he even went to San Francisco.
In a playoff game, they
intentionally walked him.
Up
With another Hall of Famer behind him.
Yeah, crazy. Like that. Think about that. Like the fear that you're putting. I saw that stat.
Jeff Kent.
That's a Hall of Fame stat right there. That's all you need to say.
If you put it in,
like, we're gonna put a run in and make the game closer with a Hall of Famer up next.
But get this motherfucker out the batter's box.
We don't want to see him. We don't want him swinging.
Hey, if you really
It's
put
Casey
it,
at the bat. It's like this guy. That's all he does is hit
think of it this
jacks.
way: if you really put it in layman's term, and it doesn't really matter what sport it is, whenever Bonds and Clemens actually are
And
gone,
Schilling. I know people don't like
No,
Chris
I'm just saying.
Schilling, but
No,
he
I'm
should be in
saying
there
whenever
too.
they're gone, whenever they're dead and gone. Yeah, you'll talk about them as a person, but the first thing you would do is just flash all of their career achievements. That lets me know right there, you are a Hall of Famer.
Listen to me.
We're like that's the first thing that's gonna happen. They're gonna flash that everywhere.
The records that Barry Bonds has probably will never be broken. I don't know if anybody's gonna hit 762 homers because it's the longevity it takes to do that. Like, Mike Trout has a chance, but Mike Trout has been kind of banged up the last few years. So, like, you have to play for a long time at a very, 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 very high level that is really hard to it's hard to sustain. It's almost unsustainable.
They said in 07 too, he was still the best player in the game, and nobody offered him a contract.
Go look at his numbers with the year you retired. Before you retired.
Bro, I ran across an article a couple of years ago, and it was like 10 to 15 things that were just like single stats of like Barry. Bear. I hope you're listening to this, Bear. Listen, Bear.
You sound like his father.
Listen, no, seriously though. It was like 10 or 15 stats of his, and they were all just like single stats. And every single one of them was stuff that you'd be like, wait, what? He did, huh? There was one year, I've probably told y'all this before because we kind of been on this conversation before. There was one year in the middle of the steroid era. Who cares? I don't care. Where he had more home runs than strikeouts.
No,
wait.
Swings and misses.
Wait. More home runs than strikeouts. That year he hit 45 home runs. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Hey, the year that he hit 73 home runs, he had more home runs than swings and misses. That means that 73 times he hit the ball over the fence, and at least 72 times the ball went and he swung and didn't touch it.
It's impossible.
For the course of a year. Also, he had a year, I think it was 2004, where he had like 250 walks.
Yeah.
He hit like 50-something homers, and he had 370 at-bats, official at-bats.
Could you imagine having 100+ intentional walks in a season?
No.
Barry Bonds' his WAR, which all the baseball nerds love.
Love now.
If you minus David Ortiz's WAR from Barry Bonds' WAR, you get Alex Rodriguez.
How crazy is that? Wait, reset it. So please say that again so everybody can hear it.
That's a great stat.
So,
because everybody wants to talk about WAR now, right? That's a big stat
that's
in
what
baseball.
everyone loves Trout about is his WAR.
Right.
Wins above
No,
replacement.
Trout is the ball.
And so Bonds has the highest WAR of all time. If you minus Bonds, or if you take David Ortiz's WAR, subtract it from Barry
Which is
Bonds.
really good. Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Clearly a Hall of Famer.
Hall of Fame WAR. Hall of Fame WAR.
Winning too.
Right.
As a winner too.
Yes.
You get Alex Rodriguez's total WAR.
Who is also one of the greatest players of all
Greatest
time.
all time.
And if A-Rod, he gets put on the ballot next year.
600 homers, right?
A-Rod has 696.
A-Rod was gonna. They thought A-Rod.
696
Yeah,
A-Rod.
Yeah, because he couldn't play that.
Yeah.
But if A-Rod played like without getting hurt, like
Then
they
it's
thought he
suspension.
was gonna break the home run record.
Yeah.
100-game suspension.
Yeah, like
You missed a whole year.
yeah. But
How
if
badly does he want 700?
hey,
Oh my God.
if he gets in,
Oh, he eats at him.
no. If he gets into the Hall of Fame, you need to blow the whole system up and start over.
Well, he's not either because of why these guys didn't get in.
I don't know. He's on TV. He works for MLB. Like, I don't know what's going on with
That's
that.
possible too.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a guy that. If that goes in, you gotta blow the system
But
up.
if he doesn't, he's gonna get caught by the same thing these two just got caught.
Oh, no
by.
doubt. He
That
should.
rule change.
If these guys aren't in, he can't get in. He can't.
No, I'm just saying that that
by
legit
their
rule
logic.
change that they put in instead of changing it for you can be on the ballot for 15.
But that's
you can
one
only
reason.
be on for 10.
That's why
like
they
were
changed it
literally
now.
yeah. They changed
they
it
changed
literally
it to
right
10.
around that time,
They changed it
so
to
that
10
they
years.
couldn't keep being
Chew
on.
him out.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want them. Because the longer they were there, the more likely it was like they were going to get in.
Yeah.
So they said, hey, let's shorten it 5 years, so these guys definitely can't get in.
Yeah.
Well, I was asking you the question: is Altuve going to be able to get in now? Is Beltran going to be
That's
able
the
to
other
get
thing.
in?
All these other guys
Cole?
who cheated because of the sign stealing scandal, like cheated. I think they all should get in.
I do too.
You know, like Altuve showed you last year that it didn't matter
No.
if he knows the signs or not. He's gonna hit the ball. He's good.
Well,
Like,
we've
these guys
been
are
knowing
good.
that. Yeah.
These guys are elite athletes, the elite baseball players, the best of the best in the entire world.
But he took away the integrity of the game,
Get
which
out of here with the integrity of the game.
it's a double
The
standard.
integrity of the
then.
game has
There is
been.
no integrity.
There is none.
None.
Establish that? Yeah,
The
like,
integrity
there's
of
no
the game-
baseline of integrity for the
No.
game of baseball.
No.
So you can't even measure that.
None.
Like, how, yeah.
You know, so like get out of there, get off of your pedestal, and
I don't-
realize that it's
that's not
okay.
that's not up for you to debate. Like you are watching subjectively what's going on the field, and are you a Hall of Famer? Like that is like you're not supposed to be able to judge character and all. Like what are you talking about?
to do with your stats.
Like you're
It's a
judging
thing
stats.
It's pretty
Here-
objective. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
numbers never lie.
Here's the
That's what
deal.
I'm saying. Like what are we talking about?
Here's the deal. The baseball writers got their feelings hurt from Barry Bonds and Kurt Schilling and Roger Clemens because they guys weren't the nicest people in the world, and they decided not to vote them in. Is what it comes down to. They got their feelings hurt. They control it. They don't want the guy who didn't vote for Derek Jeter. Like,
No.
like what are we doing?
Yeah.
Because you want to make a point? Get the fuck out of here.
There's one
with that.
baseball writer. He hasn't voted in 2 years.
Right.
He just doesn't cast a vote, and that's his job.
Like, get out of here with that. Like, that's what you're there for. Like, it's an honor to have
What the fuck you doing?
It's an honor to have a vote. Like, that's not right. Not right.
How do you get a vote? You have to be a writer for a certain amount of years for an establishment.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Now that we have Mik'd up, do I get a vote?
Right.
I don't.
You're a media member.
I'm in the media now. Do I get a vote?
How do you get?
I want to vote.
It has to be you have to like work for somebody for a certain amount of years or something. If you're if it's the Writers of America or whatever.
I have no clue.
Yeah, no, that's interesting.
I have no
never
clue.
even thought about it.
I have no idea.
I know that Dan Lebitard sold his vote off, and then he got like blackballed by Major League Baseball. He put it
Yeah, I do.
He
I
put
just-
it up for bid.
I love that.
Hey, I just love that we're in the middle of a labor war and we somehow find this year to be the year where we're like, hey, I know we got another past, convicted PED user. Gonna let him in, not the other two.
because he's a good person.
Like,
He's a good guy.
This is good
Like,
for our image. Let's just go ahead and do this.
He's also a great media guy. Right? He's probably people love
He's
him.
on the media. Yeah,
He's a great.
Yeah.
I'm not. Look.
No, I love him.
I like Big Papi. I think he deserves everything.
I think, bro,
I just think that's the bias.
But I think that the sad part of it is because if we know this, like they're baseball writers and they're in enough clubhouses, they talk to enough people, they interview enough people. Like there isn't a person in baseball that y'all have been around, that I know I have been around, that hasn't told you Barry is either 1 to none or he's 1B to whoever they think is 1. He's literally the best player that's played.
You can't debate it.
Like it's not even like they won't even have a conversation with you if he isn't at the top of that list. And I'm just like, well, we can't put him in? No, we can't. We don't like him.
I don't know, but
You still gotta hit. I mean, it's not kind of harder when you're bigger and stronger. To hit
Here's
a
my
baseball
thing,
too. Like,
dude.
He's still hitting a
steroids aren't making you hit the ball with
No.
the fence. It's helping you recover. It's getting you
It
stronger.
ain't putting you on the sweet part of the barrel
No.
every day.
He's not.
Stop making you not strike out 45 times.
Hey,
I don't know what else to say.
There's a lot of guys in baseball that have taken steroids that you don't even know about because they weren't good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it didn't help.
Because,
Doesn't that help?
or because
Like-
they were one-hit wonders and they couldn't do it again.
It's even
Yeah.
worse because now they're stiff. They can't move.
right,
They get hurt.
right. Like
There's
it
so many
takes.
things that
There's
go into it.
more to it than that, right? And I understand that it's not fair and it sucks. Like I'm not promoting steroids. No,
The sad part, here's the sad
I'm
part.
promoting good baseball
Well,
players.
here's the sad part. Like, and so like
Yes.
the older era, like before them, were so pissed because they cheated. Now they have these numbers. Well, if I go to the record books, you're still acknowledging these numbers. Yeah. So they need to be in.
They need to be in it.
So like,
you're
if
telling
you're
me-
gonna acknowledge the numbers, put them in.
If they ask, and you said, "Hey, who has the most home runs ever in a season?" They're gonna say, "Oh, Barry Bonds, 700 and what is it, 63?"
62.
Every single one of them would say that.
Everyone. So
put 'em in.
So why? So you could just erase him from baseball? Like that's part of it. If you're gonna honor his record, he needs
Put
to
him
go
in.
in.
It's
If
really that
not, then
simple.
Babe Ruth still has the record, or Hank Aaron still has the record.
Yeah.
Like,
And who's to say Hank Aaron wasn't on steroids?
I don't know if they had steroids back then.
You don't know what they were doing.
You're right. You don't
Do
know.
they display the bloody sock in Cooperstown?
Yeah, I was actually gonna bring that up. They do,
But they don't.
but they don't.
Bring
So the
Chill.
sock is there, but he can't
I
be
was
there.
actually thinking about that.
Give us your jock strap, but you can't come.
And use the player to
Yeah.
stay in the team.
Yeah.
Create something, but no.
Only
No,
for
no,
our
no.
benefit. You
Yeah.
can't be a benefit of that. Yeah.
I was actually thinking about that weird because I've seen the bloody sock there, and I was like, this is kind of bullshit. Like, why would Kurt Schilling give him the sock?
No doubt.
I'd be like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
want it
doubt.
back.
Oh no,
No doubt.
Give us your sock, but you can't come in.
No doubt.
the sock is kind of a baller
Don't even think
move.
about going in the hall. Don't.
You ain't getting there, but we
Yeah.
want to take your sock. This is really cool.
Hand us your sock through the fence. You're not getting in. Just give us that, and we'll take it.
Open the door.
You know what? We'll send someone to go out there and get him out. Beyond the old pearly gates over there.
Turkey and jerk off. Get out. That's what I did with the sock. Here, you can have it.
You're too bad of a person. Don't
I
come
hate,
close.
I hate to keep pounding on like
Today's the day to do it, though.
Look, baseball is an unbelievable sport. It's a beautiful sport. It's a very, very intelligent finesse. Like there's a lot of things that go into baseball that make it awesome, right? The history of baseball is great. There's a lot of stains, but there's a lot of stains in every sport, right? There's a lot of stains in baseball. And I hate to continue to pound on it, but like the lockout in 1994 was a big stain. Right now we're in another lockout. And it's going to get figured out. Kind of good that the owners and the players have met for 2 straight days.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the owners, one of the big talking points is the big talking points are the players wanted to increase the minimum, which makes sense because they want everything to be more competitive.
I just noticed that.
What happened?
Go ahead.
Who did that? Who works here?
You're not in the hall now.
Yeah, I'm out. There goes my writer's
One of
award.
the biggest talking points is that we as in players, we want to increase the minimums, right?
What's the minimum right now?
The minimum
for the
is
people?
5. What is it? 575. I forget. It went up I mean, not much, but
Right.
560, 570, maybe.
Can we
not
check
enough.
that? Can we? Is that? Is it?
Let me go over here and look that up.
Minimum salary for MLB.
Yeah.
5. Well, I want to wait until you find it, but. The whole
2021.
there's a bunch of different things because they wanted to make it competitive. They wanted to make the guys who are a little bit older, veteran,
570.
570, right? So they said, okay, here's a talking point. Here's a thing.
775.
Or players want. I thought the players want 775, but it's
So
right
that's what
Yeah.
we wanted. 770. That would make it say, okay, hey, this veteran who has 3-4 years in the big leagues, who has some big league time, and is a good clubhouse guy, we can sign him for 1.5
and a really good player too.
and a really good player, right?
Yeah, we're not giving away jobs.
Right. 1.5 million. Or you go and sign a rookie who's in the minimum, you control him for a lot, and he makes 550. Right? So that's another it's $1 million that you're saving.
That's two of him, basically.
Right.
Like, I mean,
You're
of me?
you're saving $1 million, but you're giving an opportunity to a young kid, which is great. Everybody like when I was one of those guys earlier in the career, like you want that opportunity, but you want to be ready so that when you do have that opportunity, you're able to excel. Not be there too early because they just need to fill a spot and because they're just trying to get a roster. So we say, okay, move it to 775 so that discrepancy is not as high. So now, you're not having to pay.
it's not a no-brainer.
Yeah. It's not like, oh, we're saving $2 million. Like, no, you're saving $1 million, but like, hey, this was going on, right? There's other things to make that happen, where make competitive balance, all that stuff. So the owner said, oh yeah, okay, yeah, we're gonna compromise and we'll increase the minimum. You want 70-75? We're gonna increase the minimum $15,000. So they came back. We're gonna go $15,000. You know what a game check is in Major League Baseball from playing one. If you're in the big leagues for the full season, one game check is like
2,000?
or not one game check, one paycheck.
One pay period.
One pay period. So 2 weeks. You're going to be making $40,000 in that pay period. So they're not even giving you an extra game check. They're giving you a week's worth of games.
Think of it in
per diem.
Well, just think of it as
Hey, look, $15,000. That's a lot of money to a lot of people.
Yeah, no.
Not
That's what we're missing
not-
here. That's because that's not really the conversation. Just imagine being a billionaire and being like, man, they really want us to raise these prices.
Yeah.
15,000. We'll give you
That sounds good.
15,000.
That sounds good.
So because when the season comes and somebody gets hurt and we're thinking about who to bring up and who to bring down, that 15,000 is really not going to touch us on this. I don't care about that.
That's coming
It's a
from
penny.
the same owners that would pay A-Rod $50,000 per bat, and they have to pay A-Rod, so you can't
Right, and
pay
look,
that.
I think
15,000.
everybody should get their money. Everybody, if you're good enough to get paid, you should get paid, right? But when you're trying to nickel and dime by fifth, like,
Bro, just think
You
of
have
it.
the
Just
money.
think of it in these terms. Is 15,000 enough to push you to make sure that the best players are on the field?
no,
Hell no.
no,
Not even close.
not
to
even
yes.
close, not even close. But circling back, it is a good sign that they've met 2 days in a row.
That is
Right?
Yeah. I was
Now-
surprised when I saw that. Actually.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if they are making a ton of progress. I don't know if the deal's gonna get done like in the next week, but we met on December 1st. Is when the CBA was like expiring. You had up until midnight that night. The deals were so bad, the conversations were so bad that the players' union just walked out at 7:00 p.m. So had 5 hours left until the deadline. Just left, didn't come back. Said it's over.
The meeting lasted like less than 10 minutes or
Yeah,
something
like
that.
over.
Yeah.
So they go back. So then the owners don't come back with their proposal until Monday or until like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. We get it. We respond on Monday. We have a meeting. Meet again on Tuesday. That's progress to me. That's a good sign. It was a month before you actually got another proposal. Now it was 2 weeks. Now it's 2 straight days. Like, we're making some leeway. I think we're gonna get this deal done. But there's got to be things that we can't compromise on. There's things that you can compromise on, but you've got to be able to increase some of this competitive balance. I know Will was there on Monday. And he said that's the biggest thing is you want all teams should be trying to win.
Yeah.
Seriously.
We can't start the season punt until next year already.
No.
Like that's just Like
Okay.
literally more than half the league was doing that.
Yeah,
It's
we
not okay.
got to get a break. We don't really have a hard out, but we kind of have a hard out because
Big Nut
come on at
Lutz.
noon. We're gonna take a couple minute break. We'll have
Big nuts.
Big Nuts Lutz. We're gonna ask him.
Absolutely.
We're gonna ask him if Big Nuts Lutz is a thing or we just made that up. I don't know, but he does have some. Well, I don't know if he physically has some big nuts, but in the game,
Kicking, yeah.
he has some big nuts. And I think we saw this year that man, he makes a big difference. We went through a few kickers that weren't very good. We lost some games because of the kickers.
Probably lost 3 games.
Could have used
because
him.
of
Tennessee
Yeah.
game was the worst.
Yeah. But, all right, we're going to take a couple minute break, get Will on the phone, get back on here, talk to him a little bit about Sean, talk to him about the kickers. Kickers have been nails in the postseason. Talk to him about that. He's made some big kicks. You're listening and watching.
That's right.
Mic'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive, and a few other people that we're not going to say for another couple weeks. But
A couple weeks.
we're getting some
We got-
traction,
we got-
boys.
we got some
All right,
coals at
take a
the
break.
fire.
Mic'd Up, Sterling Automotive. Peace.
Well, Lutz, is it your fault that Sean Payton's retiring because you couldn't play this year?
The mic is hot.
And we'll be back to ask.
Gearing up for spring and summer down here in South Louisiana, and you want to keep your lawn maintained during these sunny seasons, get in touch with our friend Blake Abear over at Abear's Lawn Maintenance, where he says, you grow it, I mow it. 225-485-8022. 225-485-8022 is where you can find Abear's Lawn and Maintenance, the official lawn and maintenance company of the undisclosed location. Do you have questions about your finances? Are you looking for recommendations from a skilled financial advisor? Get in touch with our friend Daniel Newman over at Edward Jones. You can find him easily by logging online and shooting him an email at daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. That is daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. Whether it is help with your 401k or just fiscal advice heading into the new season, get in touch with Daniel today. Best way to do it? Email him, daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. He's our experienced financial advisor. Let him be yours, daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. Papa Earl's, the fine spice. Do you have originating right down here in South Louisiana by our guy Mark Pop Norman. Developed it back in 2018 and won Amazon's Newcomer of the Year in 2019. They pride themselves in having 30% less salt and sodium than the leading brands at the same price point. You can find them locally. Look for Papa Earl's at Rouse's, Calandro's, Mathern's, High Neighbor, and more.
Welcome back to Mic'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. We have William Lutz on the phone. Will, man, you there?
I'm here. Thanks for
Welcome.
having me on.
Welcome. No, thanks for coming on.
Welcome.
Thanks for coming on. How's
There's a lot of Louisiana sports talk right now.
really? I don't know what's going on.
What
Is there
happened?
anything, is there anything happening in Louisiana? I have no clue. What's happening?
Yeah,
Is there,
you're right. You're right.
You have some breaking news you wanna give us on the show or
No, none at all.
none?
None at all.
Well, dude, tell me a little about this year. It was tough. I know you missed a year with injury, and I think we're kind of seeing in the postseason right now how important kickers are to a team. Right, a good kicker can make a huge difference. I think we watched throughout the course of the year. There were some tight games that maybe could have gone some other ways had we had our guy out there, but. Tell me a little bit about that. I know, recovering and rehabbing and stuff is kind of mentally exhausting. So give me a little background on how the season was and what you had to do to get through it.
From your point that you just spoke on, watching the postseason has been exciting from a kicker standpoint.
Yeah.
It's awesome to see these guys perform, and it adds value. There's no doubt about that. But, man, this year personally was tough. It's like you said, it's mentally exhausting. I went into the year with an injury, and it was kind of understood that it was only going to be a 6 to 8 week injury, and we were ready to just going to miss a couple games, get right back into it. And, so basically the background is I had a sports hernia, some people
the
call
worst.
sports hernia.
The
People
worst.
call it core injury, right? And
Yeah. Tomato,
it's just one
tomato.
of those deals where I went up, I had surgery, we thought everything was good, and I actually went up to get cleared for the Seattle Seahawks game. I flew back to Philadelphia where I had my surgery to get cleared, and the guy looked at me and said, "We got to restart."
No.
Oh.
That was a big punch in the gut. So
What
because
happened?
of
Why'd you
all
have
the-
to restart? Like, what did they not do the surgery right? Did they do the surgery right and it just didn't heal the right way?
You know, I don't want to say that they didn't do it right because the guy's the best in the world.
Okay. Okay.
It was one of those deals where I think we tried to get back at a certain time. We had this timeline, and unfortunately, I went back. I was kicking good. I felt like I was pretty close to being back, and then, there's still some pain involved. So I just figured it was going to be one of those deals I had to work through. And like I said, I went up there, and he was like, "Dude, how are you kicking right now?" And he's like, "Your adductor." Your adductor muscle is still completely off the bone.
I'm a beast. That's why I'm kicking right now.
Yeah, did you not feel like
Yeah.
it was like, did you were like, dude, something's wrong, but I guess I'll just kick through this?
Yeah, I knew there was some pain, but it's
Football.
Fuck it, we're writing it out. Let's go.
It's between our trainers, between the doctor and myself included, it was like, it's probably just scar tissue. We'll just work through it. So
God, that's tough.
unfortunately, it was a lot more than that. So that was a big gut punch, and unfortunately, with all the IR rules in the NFL, there was just no way
Right.
for me to come back. I probably could have made it back, week 13, but it was just kind of,
Save the season.
what was the point?
No, I'm with you. I get that. It's such a mentally, like, coming back from injury and rehabbing and then going through the setback, like, mentally, like, how did you kind of get through that, because everybody has their different ways of coping. I don't know if coping is the right word, but getting through those tough situations. Is there anything you did specifically? I don't know if I'm gonna mess this up. Are you recently engaged or recently married, right?
Yeah, we've been married for a year.
Yep,
We actually
there you
have
go.
a baby on the way, so it was a little bit of a.
Nice.
You know,
Congratulations.
Now I know how you hurt your abductor.
That is, I'm not going to agree nor disagree. That was kind of like the silver lining to it was I get to spend time with my wife through this, really cool thing that we're going through together.
Right.
But man, I tell you what, I just found out that I was going to have surgery again. So that was a tough day, right? And I'm sitting there, my wife and I are laying in bed watching the Seattle Seahawks game. And the kid we signed hits a game winner like 3 hours. I find out I'm having to get surgery, and I threw the remote at the TV and turned it off. I was like, this is ridiculous. And so mentally, when you're laying there watching someone else do your job, and unfortunately, it's no secret, we went through 5 kickers, including me this year, and I think we missed 7 field goals. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm watching guys do my job at not the greatest level,
Right.
and it was just like, I just want to be back out there, and that's hard to deal with. So to say there was something that I leaned on is, I don't think there's. I mean, I just tried to kind of keep my head down, go to rehab, and
That's all you can do.
Really steer clear of the locker room, because when you watch these guys, all we know is our locker room. You know how it is. That's our livelihood, is the locker room and the friendships we make. So, I tried to just kind of work to get back, and I'm finally at a point where I'm feeling close to 100%. So
Yeah. When is it? When do you think you will be 100%?
I'm kicking again. We started kicking a couple weeks ago. So, I mean, we definitely took this second surgery a little slower just because we weren't trying to get back for anything. But, we started kicking 2 or 3 weeks ago, and health-wise, I feel about 100%. It's just a matter of getting my strength back. I haven't been able to work out in 6 months. So it's like, I would say, probably about 90% strength-wise. I just got to
There we go.
kind of repetitions.
Yeah. That's good. That's good news. That's good news.
Wait.
Get
How
close.
does the diet go when you can't work out for 6 months? So you have to be real strict on what you eat, or you just go, all right, we're gonna hit a full reset button here. Let's hit a full reset button.
Let's
here.
earn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of, man, it was kind of like,
I mean, you're in New Orleans. You're in the food mecca right there, too.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
tough.
Are you walking hand in hand with Zion, or are you taking care of yourself?
well, shoot, I'd be at his waist. But dude, I caught myself having beers during the game, enjoying kind of enjoying the life of
a fan.
You know, like I said, it's not fun, but it's like I'm gonna make the most out of it.
Absolutely.
So I watch the games with my buddies, and like you said, I'm gonna try to hit a reset button here now that I'm about 100% and just try to get back in it. So I'm not posting any pictures of how I look now. But
No, none of your wake surfing pictures.
no, none of those.
Good for the core.
Hey, speaking of core, I mean, hey, when you had was that your fiance at the time on your back like that, or you're holding her? That's some core strength right there.
That's I guess that's how I kind of build my core strength, right? Like,
There you go.
I
Yeah.
add that to my regimen. I don't know.
Add it. That's a nice workout.
That's how you stumble into gym couple territory, dude. When you got, you're at the LA Fitness with somebody
Yeah.
around your neck, like, I guess this guy's trying to come back for the year. Here we go. Well, Lutz is back.
Hey,
Clearly, I'm doing something wrong. So I got.
debatable. But okay, so I have to ask you this: if you're stretching, and look, you can say, I don't want to talk about this. I get it. But if you're stretching and a coach comes and kicks you in your kicking leg, are those fighting words or what?
Oh man, that's such a.
You don't have to say it. I know. For me, I would want to fight somebody.
An interesting situation. That's like. Look, I don't really know the guy involved in that. I highly doubt that it happened the way that it was explained.
That was my thought. There's no way that a professional coach kicked another professional in the inside part of his leg on his kicking leg. There's no way.
Yeah, I think from being in a locker room, there's so many things that are like kind of nonchalant. Like how many times have you been kind of like punched in the shoulder as a joke?
Right.
It's like, come on, I don't know.
I'm with you.
Now look, if someone actually kicked me, that's one thing, but
yeah,
I don't know. I just find a lot of that hard to believe, but I'll leave it at that.
Speaking of locker room, so I think
you have to worry about Herb coming to get you, dude. I think he's done for.
Yeah, I'm gonna steer clear of Urban.
Yeah, I think Urban. I think everybody is. I think he's a little bit. Nobody wants to mess with that right now.
I would be more concerned about your wife than you, man. Herb's out there. Don't go to the chop house.
Speaking of the locker room, so I think it's been pretty well documented that the Saints, y'all have one of the better locker rooms in the league, right? Like nothing really gets out. Everything's pretty in-house. You had Sean leading the way. You had Drew for a while. And you just feel like the chemistry in the locker room dynamic was so unbelievable, and that's a big reason for success. And I know Sean talked a little bit about it yesterday in his press conference. How was the locker room dynamic? Like what made it so good? What did he do? What did the players do to make it that special?
Yeah, I think that is one reason Sean was like kind of okay with moving on. I just think he realized he kind of left this organization in our locker room in a good place. And so, you get leaders in the right positions. You have Drew Brees who, for 16 years, and Demario Davis stepped in, and he's the leader on the defensive side of the ball. And when you have that mix of young guys and older leaders, it creates this trust, I guess, in the locker room between the coaches and the players, and it allows the coaches just to kind of let us do our thing, right? Like, we joke around anytime a coach comes in, like, hey, this is a player's locker room, get out, right? And like, you just have that trust in a locker room when you have guys on each side of the ball that have been successful, who have led in the past, and the proof's on the field too. So we see these guys come in and kind of take control of the locker room. And man, I would say my rookie year was the last time we had a losing season. We went 7-9, and there was such a big difference. And then we kind of had a little bit of a changing of the guards that year, and we kind of overhauled the offense and defense, and things just changed, right? We bring in Demario, and he kind of
he's a monster, dude. Love Demario Davis.
Presence, dude. Like I'm not gonna say I'm scared of him because he's a great teammate. Like,
no, I'm with you. I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
I am scared of him.
Yeah, maybe I am. I don't know. But, yeah, you get these guys that you don't want to let down. Like no one wants to let each other down in our locker room, and that starts with Mickey Loomis and these guys. They bring in these guys like with that character. And it's impressive. I mean, it's the only locker room I've been in, so I'm not really sure what it's like elsewhere, but it's cool to be a part of.
Play GM for a second. I know this is a dangerous thing, but So Sean obviously says he's stepping away. He didn't use the word retire, didn't use any of, I'm not going to ever coach again, all of those types of things. Do you think that this, like, y'all would want to promote from within to try to keep that locker room chemistry there? Or do you think that there's somebody out there that they can bring in that can seamlessly fit into that position to where the chemistry doesn't get messed up and that the locker room culture doesn't go? Because you said a lot of that culture was built through the players, right? Like the players in there, that they kind of built that. Like, do you think that's so strong that it doesn't matter who they bring in, that culture's staying there? Or do you think they promote from within?
Yeah. Now, let me emphasize, I know absolutely nothing when I say this.
Right. No, I get it.
I would say from that standpoint, it's been proven that our staff's been together for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think it's been proven that who we have in the building works. There's no doubt about that. I think we have great coordinators between Pete Carmichael, Dennis Allen, Darren Rizzi. It's just, we have such a good chemistry between the players and the coaches that I think that they're going to obviously take a hard look at that. But at the same time, there's so many good young up and coming coaches around the league that, I think our organization is going to kind of have the pick of the litter. Right. So, I think a lot of players hope they stick with people in the building, but at the same time, that's not fair to say because, we don't know who's out there. Yeah. So I think that whoever we hire as a coach is going to inherit, like you said, an incredible locker room. So, they'll be lucky to have us just like we'll be lucky to have them.
I know you were rehabbing this year, so you actually got to watch NFL as a fan. The biggest highlight for me this year was Justin Tucker from 66 yards. Did you see that? And if someone were to ask you, Will, kick me 66 yards, what would your mind even be like? How do you even
block one extra second, boys? We can get those. Let me really
absolutely. How do you be like, well, I'm going to kick as hard as I can, but then I lose my accuracy? Just like, how is that even fathomable that he kicked it 66 yards?
Look, what Tucker's done in the kicking game it's incredible. And what people forget that day is Matt Prater actually attempted a 68-yarder.
Oh my God!
That afternoon.
Janikowski's rolled over in his grave.
Yeah. So and he missed it by like 2 yards. So there was a chance to have the NFL record broken twice in one day when it's been that way. When it's been a record for I think 12 years. So it's like, what's more impressive about what Tucker did is that it was in the dome.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I would say that there's maybe 2 or 3 other kickers who could get it 66 yards in a dome, and I'm not one of them. And if you
don't even try.
What is your length? Like, what is your longest you think you could? Like, you'd feel comfortable? Like, okay, I can get it from here.
I've hit a 63 in our dome.
Wow.
Hey, I take that. That's
a
plenty,
moon missile.
That's plenty of lag. I'll go with that.
If someone wants more than that, I'm not sure what what to tell them.
Hamstring will be off your leg.
Trade me to Denver, maybe.
Tucker took an extra step on that kick. He kind of did like a kickoff almost.
Wow.
Because that's what they said about Buckner. Jay Feely was breaking it down, and they're like, well, he's going to have to kick a really long field goal. And then Jay Feely's like, well, that's what Tucker did is almost he did like an extra wind-up kick to it. Is that a common approach?
Yeah. That's something that like kickers are starting to work on these days after seeing that. So, look, if we were outside and there was no other chance, the game was on the line, someone needed a 66-yarder, I'm not going to tell my coach no.
I hope not. Yeah.
All right, how are we going to do this?
Coach, you know what? Actually, get someone else. I don't know if I can make 66. Like, do something else.
Run a draw.
Yeah.
Call Tommy Morstead up again.
Run a quarterback draw and let's spike it. Make sure you get there.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah. Make sure you have a timeout.
Right. Okay. So and for me, like kicking, like we play. I play baseball. Baseball is a very mentally exhausting sport. You fail. You don't get. You're supposed to succeed, but you're supposed to fail more times than you do, and you succeed. Kicking is, you succeed a lot more in kicking than you do in baseball, but it's a very, it's not an appreciated position because like you missed the kick and everybody's like, this guy stinks, but you could have made 30 straight kicks and you missed a big kick. How impressive is it what McPherson is doing to go? Being a kicker, you have to have this special self-confidence and this like.
Like a closer.
Yeah, like you have to know like, hey, I'm gonna get this shit done no matter what. How impressive is it to see what McPherson's doing as a rookie to go there and tell Joey, be like, hey, we're going to the AFC Championship game. Like, don't even worry about this shit. I'm making it. And he drills it. Doesn't even look at it, go through the goalpost. Because I don't know, as a hitter, I hit this ball. This ball's going to the fence. I can pimp it. As a kicker, you flushed it. You don't have to watch the ball. It's going through. Like, how special is it to have that mindset that early?
Yeah, so if it's true that he said that, that's pretty badass.
That's sick, right? And look, even if it's not true, he better go down to his grave saying, yeah, I said that shit.
Yeah, exactly. And like, so something we always say is like, if you're gonna make it in a professional sport, you got to have a little stank to you, right?
No doubt.
Usually the nice guys don't make it.
Yep.
And you can be a nice guy and be a little bit of an asshole.
Yep.
At the same time.
No
and
doubt.
I think if you don't have that, professional sports just isn't for you.
Yeah.
And so to see what Evan has done as a rookie, there's not many rookies who have done what he's done. So I have a lot of respect for that. I mean, that's how you get respect in the NFL. And so, but I think that confidence comes from he's been making kicks all year. It's not like he's just showing up in the playoffs, and no one has. Butker. You look at the guys who are in the playoffs. You got Butker. You got Robbie Gould, who's never missed in the playoffs, which is incredible.
What?
Granted, Chicago hasn't made it to the playoffs much.
Okay.
Right, but that's 20 for 20 or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible. So you see that these kickers are making an impact on the game, and the teams. It just shows that they play such a big part in making these playoff runs. And unfortunately, some teams didn't make the playoff this year because of a missed field goal or something. So It's like, man, what the guys are doing in the playoffs it's been so fun to watch, and I don't know, it's just nothing but respect to those guys, especially in the conditions they've been doing it in.
So you're telling me whenever you had that game winner against Houston a couple of years ago, you didn't walk off and being like, sorry, see you, D-Watt. I'm about to go win this game for you real quick on Monday Night Football, first game of the year.
So I didn't say anything, but it's actually kind of funny. Sean Payton yelled at me. He's like, hey, just have some fun. We go out there, and Morse says something to me, and I was just like, hey, don't talk to me. And he said something to me again, and I just winked at him as we were
I love that. Yeah.
I don't think that's as badass as saying that we're going to the AFC Championships, but
no, but that's sick though. That's a confidence.
I do
right
try
there.
to have some fun. Like I try to do something memorable for every game winner. I tell Thomas, like, I think it was Carolina 2 years ago. I hit a 34-yarder against them to win the game, and Coach Payton came over to me. He was like, hey, is this the right hash? And I was like, hey, Coach, we're just going to go win the game. It's all good.
Yes.
The hash doesn't matter inside 40 yards. So it's like, I try to do something just to say, hey, you remember when I winked at you before that 58-yarder? Nothing too out there, just something between.
Yeah, I love that.
People.
What okay, so I'll let you go. I kept you for probably longer than you wanted to be here, but do you have a Sean Payton story? Do you have something that he said to somebody else, to you or whatever that you want to say, or that you can say on air?
You can
that
say whatever he wants now.
Because
you're
you're reading on Twitter, all these guys coming out, Ben Watson and Kamara and all these guys saying, giving kind of like a small snippet of a story that happened. Do you have anything like that?
Yeah, one of the funniest things that I can remember is the day I signed here. It was very interesting. No one expected me to be signed here. We had I'm not going to name names, but we had a guy who was pretty good, but he was older, and I think the team was obviously in a rebuild mode. So Sean brings me in, he works me out, he signs me to the practice squad allegedly, right? Like they say, hey, we're going to sign you to the practice squad. Well, they never submit the paperwork. That's basically just to buy some time. So every Monday before the season, we have a captain's dinner, which is where we elect the captains, and there's usually a lot of wine involved, a lot of very expensive wine.
Yes.
And we're actually at.
Where do y'all do it? What restaurants?
We were at Emerald's downtown.
Boom.
Good. Nice.
So there's 53 guys plus the practice squad guys and the staff, and somehow I get stuck at a table with Sean Payton. All right, so
you're on your best behavior.
Kind of. At this time, I'm still on the practice squad.
Right.
Technically.
Allegedly.
So the other kicker walks in, who was on the team, and he's sitting the chair behind me. So our chairs are back to back.
Oh no.
Very awkward.
Oh no.
Well, Sean's about 2 bottles of wine deep, and he's telling the story. And out of nowhere, he looks at me and he goes, "I tell you what, this guy's going to be the kicker here for a long time. That was the best workout I'd ever seen."
Oh,
And the kicker behind me, it was the most awkward.
oh no.
It just took the air out of the room, and I was just like, hey, thanks, coach. Thanks.
Well, he gave you a compliment. You're like, "Oh, this is the most confidence I got from my head coach has this
I'm
much
about
confidence."
to make an
And then
NFL
it goes,
roster.
it's like, I can't be super happy because the guy behind me just lost his job.
So somebody
Yeah,
died.
I can't be like, "You're damn right, coach."
Yeah.
Like, I've been here for a long time. I haven't even made the team. And so, sure enough, the next morning they released the other guy. It was funny. I texted my agent immediately when he said that. I was like, "I think I just made the team."
That's freaking awesome, dude. That is, and that's like when you're trying and you're on the come up and you get that vote of confidence from your head coach. That goes a long
At
way.
Emeralds
Dude.
in
That
New
goes
Orleans?
a long way.
That's one you carry forever.
Yes, for sure. Dude, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for coming on here. Anytime you want to come on, come back. Be a regular on the show
that
if
was
you
fun.
want. This is great.
love talking sports
I like.
anytime.
Look, we're gonna do.
Hold on, let's see. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at your Instagram here. And how did you get on the hook? Did you buy the boat?
What's that?
Did you buy the boat that I'm seeing on your Instagram page right now? Because it seems like you are getting used, my friend. Like every picture I see, I know some of these people. I know a Botrist. I know a Truman Van Veckhoven. Are they just setting you up for this boat all the
those
time?
Yeah, that's my boat.
Yeah.
Bo and Truman have become really good friends of mine.
I bet they
definitely,
have.
Truman's
Will's got a boat?
I don't know.
Truman's a
I don't
special
think I've ever
character.
invited them on my boat.
Yeah,
I
of
think
course
they've-
not. Oh man.
So yeah,
Truman's he's a special character, that's for sure.
Well, I know you see him on the golf course too.
hey, the guy can whip a golf ball.
Ain't no doubt.
He'll tell you about it too.
Bo can't, but Truman can.
Wait, did you get a hole in one recently, or was that Bo?
That was both of us.
Oh, he joined the club. He joined the club.
Yeah.
I'm not in that club. That was a taste sesh by you right there.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, you
Are
just
you
wanted
in
to
the
let, you just wanted to let him know you
I have
had
no
one.
hole in ones. I have no hole in ones.
Oh,
but
oh.
I think Will has one, and I think Bo has one. I think Truman has one.
Oh,
That's
I
his
do
little
not
golf
have
crew.
one. Maybe on a different hole from the hole that I'm going after, maybe, but
Oh, I thought you were getting a little,
No.
that's a little sex story.
no. Dude, thank you so much. We're gonna do. We're actually probably in a week or so we'll have some video calls that make it a lot more fun. So maybe next time you're on here, we'll FaceTime you in and we'll get after it.
Yeah, I'd love to do it again.
All right, dude. Enjoy the off
All right,
season,
guys.
man. You
Appreciate
recover.
y'all.
Thank you so much.
Take care of yourself.
All right, man.
All right. That was nice.
There he was. Good job, boys.
I'm taking this. I hate these stupid things.
I wanted to ask him, what does CJ Gardner-Johnson say to people? I'm
Dude,
so curious.
I could have kept him on. I didn't want to keep him on too
Yeah.
long, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I wanted to ask the Eli Apple deal. I wanted to ask, what did he
Yeah,
like?
you gotta feel the borders, you gotta feel the borders.
But he was great. He was great. How about that? You're trying to make a team, and the head coach says, "Hey, this guy's going to be a great kicker for a really long time."
Start tomorrow.
and you don't know if you made it yet. Like that has got to be one of the best feelings you can have, huh?
And we
Guy
all
behind him though.
assume it was Hartley, right? That was sitting behind him.
I mean, I don't
I don't
remember. the kicker,
remember
but-
who else it would have been.
I don't know. I'm sure we could look it up. We're not putting much effort into that.
No, we're not.
But,
But if you think about that, Sean Payton had the same seminal moment with Garrett Hartley. Like, go hit the big fucking fleur-de-lis and let's go to the Super
yeah,
Bowl.
but Garrett Hartley had a long career. He had a great career.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
What a moment, though. In the middle,
what a
bottle
moment.
of wine's flowing, SP's sitting right next to you, and you're just like, hey, you're about to be a great kicker here for a long time. You're just like, fuck yes. You look behind, it's like, ooh,
That's when you just roll with the moment.
Yeah,
It's just like,
like-
sorry.
let's go kick in the parking lot right now.
All right. We will take a little bit of a break, reset, be back here in a couple minutes, and let you go home for the weekend, give you some bets for the weekend. And actually, we already gave you our bets, but we'll reiterate the bets. Recap the bets and let you know that Lloyd is still trying to
I'm going to.
win his futures bet.
Imagine
four
if
separate
Jimmy
times.
G takes away those future bets from you.
Yeah,
Do you just tip the hat?
No, I don't.
Right?
I don't tip the hat. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
But I have to ride
Oh,
with
those
the
Rams.
Keep putting the graphic on there. All
That
right.
is awesome.
We'll be back in 2 minutes. You listen to Mik'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive.
Gearing up for spring and summer down here in South Louisiana, and you want to keep your lawn maintained during these sunny seasons, get in touch with our friend Blake Abear over at Abear's Lawn Maintenance, where he says, you grow it, I mow it. 225-485-8022. 225-485-8022 is where you can find Hebert's Lawn and Maintenance, the official lawn and maintenance company of the undisclosed location. Papa Earl's, the fine spice, originating right down here in South Louisiana by our guy Mark Pop Norman. Developed it back in 2018 and won Amazon's Newcomer of the Year in 2019. They pride themselves in having 30% less salt and sodium than the leading brands at the same price point. You can find them locally. Look for Papa Earl's at Rouse's, Calandro's, Mathern's, High Neighbor, and more.
Welcome back to Mik'd, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. It is 12:28. We are about to bring you home with the show. I'm looking at some of these guys on like Hall of Famers, like if they are a Hall of Famer or not Hall of Famer. We don't have enough time to get through all this, but we actually, we talked earlier about Barry Bonds. We talked about Jeff Kent being a Hall of Famer. He's not a Hall of Famer, but he's on the Hall of Fame ballot. So he's got, I think, 32.7%. And this is his 10th year, so he's probably not going to be in the Hall of Fame. 75
is the lucky number.
Yeah, Manny Ramirez won't be in the Hall of Fame, which is a shame.
Wow.
I know.
Well, he's on the list too, huh?
Billy Wagner may end up, he's the 8th year. Every year he's going up, up, up. He's at 51%.
Do you think Wagner will make it? This is his 8th year, you said?
He just has to make a couple more
Yeah,
phone
just 2 more.
calls.
He has to make Scott Rowland ended up getting in. He's got 63%. He's 6th year on the ballot. He's got 4 more to get to 75. I think he'll get in. But have you heard about have you heard any of these Joe Burrow stories?
See, this is the thing that people are fascinated by because it doesn't feel like Joe Burrow is very closeted and you don't know a lot about him. But the stories you do get are all from former players, at least during his LSU time.
And like big time former players, right?
Yeah, and they're big time. Like, hey, the story, that's an article about Bruce Feldman. It's out on The Athletic, and it's unbelievable. It just gives you a little peek into how Joe Burrow, he really is the dude that you think he is.
Yep.
Like, he's out there. And the story of him telling Devin White to shut the fuck up during a practice. This wasn't even 2019 Joe.
Devin White will eat you.
This is 2018 Joe doing this.
Flo Burrow?
Yes, whatever. He was a little
I'll beat
Flo.
the fuck out of you.
Yeah, so Devin White's over there across the field talking all sorts of mad shit because the offense can't get really anything going. They're still running, under center stuff, and it's still
Old
very,
school shit,
very, very antiquated. And so they're getting pummeled at practice, and Devin White, nope, that play ain't gonna work. That play ain't gonna work. All day wearing out, and finally Joe Burrow takes his helmet off and goes, "Hey, D. White, shut the fuck up, or I'll come over there and beat your ass." And everybody kind of like took a step back, and Devin White, like they started drawing a little bit. They were going back and forth.
Yeah.
But everybody in the locker
like
was like,
that.
"I think we found our quarterback."
I like that. No
the
doubt,
next year is going to
dude.
be different.
And that's what we'll say is you have to have a little bit of fuck you in you.
Yeah,
you
and
know
then
what I mean?
Joe Burrow's got that in spades.
And like you don't have to be a bad person or an asshole or super arrogant, but like when you're on the field, you better be.
You got to know what
You gotta know I'm a dog. Like I'm the guy.
dude out here.
I am this guy. I am that dude, and you have to be able to push that and push the envelope on the field. And like the greats do that, and Joe does it. Obviously.
Were you there for the John Battle story when Burrow first introduced himself to the team?
No, but I heard the story. It's awesome.
Oh my God.
The Joe Burrow stories that come out are like
legend.
And that's stuff that you hear about like Tom over the years, and like Tom talking shit to people and doing stuff and doing similar like you don't see it, but you hear the stories after the fact, and you're like, damn, that makes it that makes it more legendary.
Absolutely.
Because like you don't see him do it, but then you're like, damn, okay, this guy's doing it, and you don't know that he's doing it, and he's performing to being the best guy.
But it's not only that; it's there's the other story that kind of like caught my eye because I didn't know this one. It was when UCF hit. Right, everybody see the video that kind of like, this woke Joe Burrow up to, become the person or player that he is right now. But so after he gets pummeled and you see him get spit on and all that, Coach O was coming onto the field to argue for targeting on the hit on the interception. But as he's like coming to talk to the official, he sees Joe like take his helmet off and there's blood coming out of his face, and so he barks toward the sidelines. Coach O does. He's like, "Get Miles Brennan ready." Dude, Joe Burrow snaps his head over and goes, "Fuck that, dude. I'm not coming out this game." Goes back and throws 3 straight touchdowns, to lead LSU to a victory, and then after
That was like the turning point of Joe's career.
absolutely,
Get my head in there.
absolutely.
Get my head in there.
Whoa,
Get my head in there.
Here
I
we
know, I stood
go.
up without.
Well, that
without
moment
warning.
fires you up
Yeah,
so much.
Exactly.
I mean but that was kind of the
was the
whole
impetus.
beginning of Joe. Like, this guy's a dog. That's when you knew he's a dog. And from that point forward, it was Heisman Joe, first overall pick Joe,
Jackpot
AFC
Joe.
Championship Jackpot Joe, Cigar
Joey
Joe.
franchise.
And from that point forward, it was you never talked about Joe Burrow in a negative light ever.
And
And I love that.
And that's what brings us to the bets, right? Like if we want to recap
I mean,
this
your
segment,
teaser makes so much
I know.
Brings me right to it. I think I'm gonna have to go put +7. I gotta bet 7.
We kind of ride Joey Burrow into or not. We're not. I'm not going to be sitting over here if Joe Burrow's in the Super Bowl.
I'm going over under for sure, but I think I'm gonna go
just
take
do a
the
little
+7
sprinkle.
today.
I'm thinking I'm doing the tease.
I think I'm gonna take.
I'm
the
gonna get it
+7.
up
Yeah,
to
tease, of course.
Of course, I'm gonna tease the over, and I'm gonna tease the Bengals to 14. So Joe Burrow only plays tight games. Like I don't think he's ever really been blown out. Not that I can recall. So he's gonna be
Well,
able to
their
keep it
defense
close.
is playing nice.
Yeah, they've just had the matchup with the Chiefs. That's one thing that scares me. That's why I like
Yeah.
the over.
The Chiefs are rolling. Like the
Yeah,
Chiefs are
for
like,
sure.
holy shit, it's the Chiefs.
I think that Joe's gonna be able to score on him. I just hope that the Chiefs are gonna be able. Hopefully Hendrickson gets a strip sack or does something to like make a big play. But I mean, dude, you have the ability to control the game, control the clock with Mixon if you need to.
Yep.
You have one of the probably top 3 receiving cores in the league.
Boyd,
Okay.
Higgins, Chase,
Plus you have
Uzama. or whatever. Me and Lloyd always argue how to say this guy's name.
Uzama.
Uzama?
CJ. Still
See,
CJ.
yeah, what are we
You got
doing?
your
That's-
tight end.
Yeah.
He's a baller.
He is a
You
baller
know, like,
leader.
you have those guys, so you have the ability to do it, and their defense is playing pretty good. Like the scheme they had last week against the Titans was great. And you had to stop. I know it was a little different. You don't have to stop. You're stopping the run game and making them pass.
Mhm.
You got to try to stop a passing attack that's lethal.
Yeah.
I get that's a little different, but you know,
Clyde was looking good too for the Chiefs.
I know. I was saying
That
this
jump
earlier,
cut
I
he
think
had.
Clyde, part of me wants to go put a little flyer on the Clyde first time touch.
It was
first
plus
touchdown.
1,200, right?
I think it's plus 1,500. Plus the first time. The first
I could see
one.
when it's like on the 1 or 2, like
So I
after a
mean,
big
like,
play.
Maybe you get that first drive because Clyde looked great last week. So Clyde, like,
And they
he's
tried to
making
get him in.
big
They
runs.
tried to get him in the end zone with that little. He did like
That's
a little
what I mean,
underhand
though.
shovel. So they trust him around the red zone. The only buck back I would have for that is because
McKinnon looks great.
not only that, but the Chiefs can score from so many different ways inside
No
the red
doubt.
zone. They put Travis Kelce
No
at
doubt.
quarterback. He's running the Wildcat.
No doubt.
They threw it to a tackle eligible guy in the divisional
That's why
round.
I called it a flyer.
Yeah, but
Put
it is
about-
fine. That's just
hey,
you
put
also-
about $10 on that. Put $25 on that. Plus 1,500. Like that's worth it to me.
Your flyers are different than my flyers.
Well, that's where I picked up. Did I get a bargain? Jam, touchdown plus 1
I
or
do
2.
like that one too.
I love that.
Just anytime touchdown, right?
He had 3 touchdowns against them last game, right? I don't think Ward's playing.
Anytime touchdown.
I need to
Tyron.
check. I don't know, Tyler.
not
I mean,
playing
there's
either.
you saw. And that's why Gabriel Davis was eating so much
Yeah.
after that injury. I mean, they
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
lost back there.
I do think the Bengals have a legitimate chance to go to the Super Bowl, but when they get there, if it's against the Rams,
That's
I'm
the
nervous of
that's
that
the
O
thing.
line, dude.
Because the Rams would get after the passer.
absolutely.
So like I don't know if they're gonna be able to protect. I mean, dude, and Von Miller looks good.
but
Von Miller is
Unreal.
back to Von Miller. Like he's.
That strict
I think
sack
the
he
rumor
got.
was he was kind of like out of shape a little bit to start the season. But
Oh.
he's back. What?
Truman just texted me. He said you should have told we should. Because I wish you'd known you were having Lutz on. We're supposed to call him Garrett Hartley, and apparently that gets him going. So.
So it was
Wow.
Hartley in that.
Yeah, a little nugget.
Wow,
just
hey,
for
Garrett,
next time.
Will.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Okay.
Didn't know.
damn.
Didn't know.
I should have texted him. He's in New York right now. He lives
Yeah,
in New
he's
York.
big timing up there.
Yeah, you know. I mean,
Maybe listening to us though. You know, we're
Maybe.
worldwide.
maybe you're gonna look up and he's gonna be that.
True, Daddy. We'll do
he's
it
gonna
next
own a
time.
hedge fund.
Yeah, oh,
He's
no
gonna be
doubt.
worth $1 billion because that's what Truman does.
That's what Truman does.
All right. Well,
Are we sleeping on this Rams game? Like, is there any possible
we're not talking
avenue?
anything about it.
I don't get the Niners. I don't get them.
I don't understand it. I just do not think the Niners are gonna win. I just don't. I mean, look, but I didn't think they were.
We didn't think that about the Packers. We thought that was the lock.
I didn't think they were gonna win last week, and they obviously the history shows that the Rams cannot beat them.
And I'm still thinking Rams. Obviously, I'm
I'm
thinking
still
Rams.
Yeah, you have-
Hey,
you-
listen, I'm a huge. I love Matt Stafford.
Me
I
too.
want Matt Stafford to win the Super Bowl behind Joe. If Joe's in the Super Bowl, I want them to win it. But if Matt Stafford and Joe's not in the Super Bowl, give me Matt Stafford all day. I want them to win.
And what's your thoughts
Hey, give me
on
Whitworth. Let Whitworth win a natty.
I mean,
a
dude.
natty. A national. He did win a natty.
and Odell? Get Odell in there
And
too.
Odell.
Two
Yeah.
rings
Two
for
LSU
some
guys
LSU
in there.
Yeah,
rings.
you got 2 LSU guys there.
But from like your standpoint, if you're an athlete and you kind of fumble the bag the way that they did at the end of the last game that they played in, does that give you like wipe the slate clean, let's get the fuck out of here,
Yes.
or is like are you still like kind of like Jesus, we can't do that again?
Wipe the slate clean, get the fuck out of here, because I saw how much we dominated earlier in the game, and I think they kind of got a little complacent because they were trying to be conservative. Say fuck it, just play our game. Just play our game. It's a Super Bowl. It's the last game of the season. There's nothing like we're not trying to get anywhere else. We're just gonna win. Just do what you did to win. To me, that's it. Matt Stafford makes some big time freaking throws.
Yeah, because they put so much trust in Cam Akers, and now he has 2 fumbles.
Well, that's the thing.
They were close fumble. I mean,
That's
that
the
goal
only thing.
line.
Like maybe they don't put as much in him, but maybe I don't know because he looks good when he has the ball.
Well, the offense was clicking when Cam
Yeah.
Akers was running.
Yeah.
How do you stop
You just
that?
gotta hold on to the football.
Because he's been the difference maker in that offense.
Yeah.
Because I think both the Rams, like even what the Bucks did, of course Tom Brady almost he almost went full Tom and was able to lead them back in a game that they had no business in being in.
Yeah.
But Cam Akers puts it on the ground twice, and so I didn't know what like your mindset is going forward. I guess the coaching staff obviously knows they're better when he plays, so you have to keep him in there.
Right.
But it kind of changes the way you run the football a little bit if you put it on the turf twice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's more. I don't know if it's as much play calling, if that's going to change the play calling, or if it's going to change Cam Akers' mindset with the ball in his hand. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Is he going to be scared to like run as hard as he does and take the extra yards because he doesn't want to fumble, or is he going to say, "Hey, that was a fluke. I'm not going to let that bother
I think it's
me."
the latter.
I don't know.
think it's the fluke.
I'm gonna go with the fluke too. I think the Rams are clicking, dude. This is why they got Matt Stafford to win the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
They can't win. They've shown that they can't. They're not going to be able to. They weren't going to be able to win the Super Bowl with golf. They got Stafford for this reason. He made the 2 big throws at the end of the first game, the end of the game to get to the NFC Championship
How
game.
did you let that happen?
He's gonna.
How do you
That's
quadruple team Cooper Cup?
How do you rush 4? Why don't you just rush 3? Like.
I just don't know how. If you only rushed 4.
No, that's
It wouldn't even matter.
I'm calling the wrong game.
Yeah, they
I'm
did.
calling the wrong game.
They cover
How do
zero.
you get? It's not. It wasn't the rush. How do you get miscommunication and have a 0? Cover 2 to a 0. Cooper Kupp didn't even. He's like Cooper Kupp knows everything. He's like I didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah,
He's
they
like
just
I thought I saw
overcovered me.
cover 2, then I saw 0. I was like whoa, this is it. Just throw it to me.
I'm
hey,
open.
I'm open. Just
Cut.
put the hand up on the line of scrimmage. I'm already open. You know what I mean? Like
Unbelievable.
it was just that was a bad time to have miscommunication.
breakdown.
Yeah.
He's at 105 over under receiving.
How crazy is
yard.
that?
I don't know what to
The
do.
over-under is 105 for Cooper Kupp. 105 is an unbelievable game in the NFC Championship game, and you're going to say that's the line?
It's your average. That's
Like,
what we-
hey, this is what, like, Vegas says, hey, we're going to put the line at 105 because he's that good that we don't know, like, he probably can get over that, but 105 is a lot. It's a lot. You would think, like, man, 105, that's a for sure under, but, like, no.
I mean, do we know what he's done? I think he's gone over 100 in the
120 last game.
in the last like 5 games. I think he's gone over 100 yards. So you almost Vegas is just saying we have to put it this high.
Dude, nuts. You got to.
Right.
To save my ass. To save our ass, we got to. Hey, you know what? Over under 200 yards
Yeah.
for Cooper Kupp.
If he might
Fuck
go
it.
out and get it.
Yeah, go and get it. And he may go get it. He probably says, oh, 105? I got that.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt.
Staffy. Yeah.
At breakfast. Hey.
Breakfast boys.
Yeah, Matty. He said 105.
But
Let's give me 106.
we got 61 versus the Cardinals, but he had a touchdown, and it was a blowout game. But he was on
60, yeah,
pace.
yeah.
He was on pace.
Right. He was there. They didn't have to because they're blowing him out. They didn't have to throw the ball anymore.
Yeah, Kyler Murray was throwing it plenty for both.
I
of them.
think.
But-
So you're saying do you bet that? I don't know if I touch that.
I
But
can't
think
touch 105.
I think that I think he gets it, but I don't know if I touch it.
I think the Niners can be like beat me with anybody else.
Okay. Then
Beat me with
OBJ.
OBJ, and his is 50.
What's
50
Maybe
yards profit.
I like that better. I think
I do too.
50.
he looks
50.5.
good.
Looks
he
great.
looks real good. I like the OBJ over the yards.
And he's settled into that role. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't. He's not.
Yeah.
You can't come at Cooper Kupp this year and be like, I'm the number one. It's like, bro, I'm just putting up.
They say he's been great in the locker room.
Yeah, and
They
I've
say
heard
he's
that's
been
all
great.
he is.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened at all.
He just need to have a little.
He's
think-
gonna be a free agent next year. I think he stays in
I think
LA.
he stays.
I think
Yeah.
he found his.
I think he found where he needs to be. He likes LA. He's kind of an LA style personality.
No shit.
Yeah, and like this is what?
I said, there's shit. I mean,
Yeah,
that
that's just-
Odell screams LA.
LA.
That's where he wants to be.
Yeah.
So
Not Cleveland, Ohio.
And
No.
I think we talked about this a little last time, but there was certainly a dynamic between Baker and Odell to where it just didn't click. It was two alphas. Like both of them wanted to be. I mean, I'm sure Matt Stafford's an alpha, but they were both like
but there's a
show off
difference
alphas.
Yeah, there's a difference between being an alpha and being an alpha to understand that hey, it's okay to have somebody else. Like let this guy do his deal. I'm gonna do my deal. Like I think that's the difference. I think that you nailed it. Is that their personalities were very, very similar. They like to be the center of attention. Matt Stafford doesn't need to be the. He knows he's really good. He says, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna be this guy. I'm gonna be me. I don't need that. I'm under the radar. I don't need to have the flamboyant stuff. Let my other boys do that, and I'm just gonna feed them the rock. You know what I mean? And like that's what he's doing.
Know your role.
His flamboyant, it's like it's not even noticeable. It's so subtle. His little no-look throws and what he does.
He's been doing. That's what everybody keeps making. Everybody keeps making a big deal about the Mahomes thing. It is. Mahomes makes unbelievable plays.
Stafford's been doing
But
it.
Stafford has been doing that for so long, and just nobody notices it.
Did you see the throw against? I think it was Arizona. Is that it? Yeah, that's who they played. Where he was looking at the safety the entire time, and then changed, and the safety was just like frozen. He was like, he's staring right at me.
Game
Like,
was
no
like,
way.
That's when everybody thought it was a busted coverage.
Yeah.
And Dan Orlovsky broke it down because Dan Orlovsky and him are boys that they played together in
Detroit.
I think, right?
Yes. Orlovsky
Yeah.
had that infamous play where he runs out of bounds in Detroit.
Yes, right. Well, the end zone should be 11 yards. But he was breaking it down. He's like, I know everybody keeps saying this is a busted coverage. It's not. Look at his eyes. And he showed him his eyes. And he said he stood and he stepped like he was throwing to down the middle of the field, and he throws the ball this way. So how do you can't defend that? Like he did it with his eyes. I'm like, that's
Next level
special
confidence.
arm talent.
With that deep ball in the first half, Cooper Kupp, when he was wide open, he did that. Orlovsky broke it down, and he was just like, he was looking, shook off the safety, and then there's Kupp deep.
Yep.
He is so good at that.
And he has the whole field. He can throw it anywhere. Like he can go roll out right and go
Got a
way
cannon.
back left, and like he has the whole field to play with, which is a special. That makes the offense. I mean, every play in the playbook's available.
Especially with that thing, that's why Cam Akers is such a big deal because that's what makes them be able to run
Play
the
action.
offense that McVay likes to run. Yeah, a lot of play action off of that. And
sure.
Stafford terrifies me back there. He looks so fragile because I know he's a gamer. He gets
But he
hurt
did.
all the time, but
But he plays through it though.
I know. Well, that's what makes me
He
nervous.
needs
I can't tell
Yeah.
if he's hurt or not.
Yeah.
Would we be surprised if we come here Monday and the
Yeah.
49ers are in the Super Bowl?
I'm gonna have to take out.
I would not.
Yeah, you wouldn't
the thing
be here.
I wouldn't be
Mental
surprised,
health
but
day.
that's not gonna happen. Matt Stafford's going to Super Bowl. He's gonna go and win the MVP of the Super Bowl, and he's gonna solidify his Hall of Fame.
This would be his Hall of Fame run. This
He's
is
in the
what he
Hall of
needs.
Fame. He's in the Hall. I think he's a Hall of Famer. I really
If
do.
he wins,
Yeah.
I think he's a Hall of Famer, even if he doesn't. But if he wins, he's definitely a Hall of Famer.
So what's the final pick? You got the Rams, Chiefs.
I got Rams 3.5. I got the Chiefs Bengals over 154.5, and then I got I think I'm taking Joey B plus 7. I'm good. Even if we lose, I'm
Try it with him.
I need good karma. I want to put good karma on Joey B.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Free play. You have a bunch
Yeah.
of free play.
Should I say fuck it? Should I say I'm taking the Bengals
money line.
Well, think about it, because Caesars is throwing out free
I don't
play.
want them. I'm taking. You know what? Oh, that's right. I'm taking. This is not a bet that I want anybody to follow me on. Don't follow me out there. I'm doing this.
Yeah, you're wading in your own
doing
waters.
this. I'm doing this myself. I'm gonna take Bengals money line because just straight karma for
For our guy.
our guy. That's it. I'm not gonna put a lot. I'm just gonna put a little bit.
No, you actually put a decent amount, because you get 100 from FanDuel. You're gonna get 50 from
Look at this guy. Caesars.
Caesars.
Love it.
Is Barstool Sportsbook gonna give you free? Probably.
Probably.
Give me some free money.
Wait,
Dude,
so y'all.
You have like $300.
The thing about-
Just throw it on Joe.
The thing about the free play though, don't they give it to you in their credit?
You have to use the credits.
Right. So
No.
it's not like real
Yeah.
betting. It's like
It's not real money. It's fake money.
It's fake
Monopoly
money. I
money.
mean, that's what I think every time I bet. On the
It's
field.
okay. I'll keep using the credits though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet. Might as well use it.
So they come calling.
Oh, wrong number.
This thing is a Sunday away from the ocean, my friend.
All right, listen.
Yeah, Matt
Matt Stafford
Stafford.
throw away from the ocean.
Oh my God.
Have to take
Let's
it down.
let everybody get back to work today. Let's not.
Curtain call?
People are trying to go. Yeah, my curtain call is about to get to that. It is the 2 year. It is 2 years since my guy Kobe Bryant passed away. So my curtain call is just to Kobe,
Mhm.
the Black Mamba. Just
I mean,
the thing, he's changed so many different people, so many athletes. He's motivated, inspired. My dog is named Kobe. So after Kobe, so it's just curtain call to Kobe. Salute. Remember Kobe.
absolutely. Moment of silence for Kobe.
Yeah, moment of
Always.
silence. Well, moment of silence got messed up from the
There you go.
background.
They don't respect Kobe. But
Of course.
I would say what he's done more like outside of basketball, like after, and his death, of like a lot of that Mamba mentality stuff has been picked up
Yep.
by
Yep.
certain athletes. So he's probably changed the game more than people have realized, even though he's not there to be a part of it.
Right.
Like I think that Mamba mentality has really taken off since he's passed.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely.
What's
My
your
current
curtain call?
Speaking of LA, Luke Kennard.
Hey, give me some basketball.
He went a
Talk to me.
little T-Mac last night. 7 points in 10 seconds. had a 4-point play from almost half court, and they had a 3. At one point, the Clippers were down 31-66 with 48 seconds left in the second quarter.
Whoa.
It came back to win 116-115. Kennard with 35 points.
Luke, curtain call.
Kennard.
Give it to him.
Doesn't make that feel good? Maybe one day, Lloyd.
Yeah, I mean,
Good for you, Luke.
I mean, is he still holding on to that hairline?
Dear life.
Yeah, Luke Kennard's losing it. I mean, if you can drop 35, then you can wear your hair over your
Hey,
Well,
line.
you got a
scored
silky
7
smooth
points
J.
in 10 seconds. You knew that.
What was T-Max?
It was 14 points in 9 seconds, I think.
Well, T-Mac had one. You had Reggie had one.
Yes.
Reggie
had one
was
in
in
the
the
playoffs,
Garden.
right? Playoffs.
Yeah.
Wasn't it playoffs?
I thought it was
Yep,
the
it was in the
Knicks.
playoffs against the Knicks.
Yep. What you got?
Oh, I mean, y'all know my curtain call. I forgot it, but now I remember it's Matt Stafford. It's the Rams. It's Sean McVay. It's all them
That's your
boys.
curtain call.
Just let me get to the Super
Just because he got money on it,
yeah.
that's it. That's
Yes.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
okay.
it's a future
Everybody has their
curtain
different
call.
motivations. That's yours.
Yeah, I'm just clapping in the first inning.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Congratulations, Matt Stafford, for getting to the
Get
Super
me in
Bowl.
there. Get me in
Congratulations,
there.
Super Bowl winner Matt Stafford.
Will you
Absolutely.
show up to work Monday if the Rams lose?
Hey, boys.
Lloyd Courtney will
I'm
not
gonna have to-
exist.
Hey,
I need to check.
I want you to have a Matt Stafford jersey on if he wins the whole thing.
I'll
I want
do
you to do.
something.
I want you to paint up Matt Stafford on your
Yeah,
chest.
I'll shave it in there. And
There you
I got
go.
no hair.
There you go.
Hey, Matt Stafford wins the Rams win the Soupy. I'll get lunch next time, boys.
Hey,
There
there
we
we
go.
go.
There's my
Love that.
wager.
Love
My
that.
wager.
Love
Plus
that.
your 3 future bets.
All right. This is a great show. This was fun.
Yeah, shout out your
Really
boys
good.
coming in.
Shout out to all the homies coming in. Jay Mitch had to leave early.
That
Anthony
outfit.
had to leave early. Thank you, Will Lutz. Thank you. Give a clap
Dude,
to Will
Will
Lutz
Lutz.
coming in. Great.
Great
I wanted
stories.
to, yeah, we got some inside info after the fact. I wish I'd have known it before the fact. I didn't ask.
Bad production by me.
Yeah, it's okay. No, we should have.
Put the feeder
Yeah,
out.
we should have prepped. We should have texted Truman. Lloyd, great day. Jack, great day. Hope these bets hit. Let's go put the money down
Social.
before Friday. And enjoy the rest of the week. Enjoy the weekend. We'll be back on Monday recapping hopefully all of our wins.
Let's go.
Rams,
this was-
baby,
Let's
Rams.
get the Rams.
Rams,
Bengals.
all of my bets. I don't even know. You know what? All of them. I'm not going to recap them. All my bets need to win. I need a lot of money. Let's just go do this. We need money to keep the show going. Let's
That's
just
right.
go. Let's just
Lifelong
go.
Hampton
Hey.
fan.
Let's just go.
Money to win tonight too. Don't forget Texas A&M, LSU. We're both,
Texas
we're
A&M,
both on the
9.5,
Ags.
plus 9.5.
It pains me to say it,
It's
but
okay,
we're
but
on
we
the
win
Ags.
by 9. We win
Exactly.
That's fine.
Exactly.
That's fine. All right, you listen to Mic'd Up. Brought to you by Sterling Automotive. See y'all on Monday. Enjoy the weekend. Peace.
Peace. Shout out Noah making the graphic. Thank you for your help.
Yeah,
Shout out.
shout out.
Curtain call
to
Noah.
Noah. Curtain call Noah. That was a good
Yeah, yeah.
last minute curtain call. Thank you, Noah.
He's in a tools down class right now, so he can't hear us or see us or be with us because
Tools
they
down.
Tools down.
They took away
That
all
means basically
technology.
means computer down.
Computer down, phone down.
How do you take notes then?
Dude,
That's
how
a
do you do
tough
that?
class.
I mean, you got to sit there and just look.
Hey man, this is 2022. You ain't telling me to put my stuff
Dude,
down.
well, imagine being a teacher.
I'm not writing on paper and pen anymore.
They're
I'm
making
typing
you.
my notes.
I'm sure. I mean, teachers are just sort of like they're not even looking at me. They're just on their phone the entire time.
The thing is, you get disability service to get you a note taker because you have ADD,
Ooh.
and you just don't go to class because you have the notes.
Ooh,
Dangerous,
never did that. I
dangerous
never got
rabbit hole.
that.
That's what I would do.
That's great.
I never got a note taker.
Oh, you didn't get a note taker, Lloyd?
No, I,
Well,
just, I didn't even care that
tutors that had
much.
notes. We had tutors that.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah, us peasants over here.
yeah, working over here grinding. No notes. Didn't crack a buck, dude. That's it. Never bought them. I would find an old one.
Yeah, we bought them.
Expensive.
You can pirate them.
Huh?
You can like pirate textbooks.
That's what I did. I got them off the website.
For it?
Of course you
For
did.
it.
Of course you
Big
did.
Tort guy.
Yeah.
Shout out
2013.
LimeWire.
I got a piss.